Ladies and gents, turn up your hunger. We're riding out to XCARET Mexican restaurant. Kicking it with Bobby, Luis, Lisette, and the crew that brings the flavor. Brought to you by the voice of the Birria broadcaster. Birria, Birria. You remind me of a quesadilla. Slow cooked beef and consomme. Dripping just like a waterfall. Oh, Birria, Birria. I fell in love down in XCARET. To the sounds of the sizzle. Yeah. Played by chef on the plancha.
How we doing, sports fans? We're back here at XCARET Mexican Restaurant, and that's right, it's time for another game day grub segment. And this time, this is the one that everybody asks about. Where do you find birria tacos? Well, you find them right here at XCARET Mexican Restaurant, folks. Now, before you settle in to watch the game, whether you're by yourself trying to figure out what you want for dinner, or maybe you're organizing your viewing party and you're trying to figure out how to feed a bunch of people, your solution? Call in your order now. XCARET Mexican Restaurant, one of our proud sponsors here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Whether it's one person or 30, 50, you name it, they can feed you. With their catering options that they have available, the large party room that they have, they can seat and accommodate large groups. So come on in here to XCARET Mexican Restaurant. See what they have to offer. Because folks, some of the finest dining you're going to find here in Tiffin and Seneca County. Today, we're here to highlight one of the fan favorites. It's kind of a hidden item on the menu. You got to search to find it. These are called the queso tacos, otherwise known as birria tacos. Now these are served as 3 tacos, and these are crispy, crunchy shells grilled on a flat top with beef, cheese inside, folded over. But here we go. I'm gonna one-hand this because I got the mic going on here, but and we gotta get some onions and cilantro in there. They serve it with a red hot sauce. I'm not much of a spice guy, so I'm not gonna do a whole lot of it, but I'm gonna do a little bit, because you know what? You gotta have a little bit. It don't hurt nobody, because I want the flavor. The flavor is phenomenal. And just, I mean, yeah, these are going in there. So, now she's ready to dunk. So here we go. Dunking and going in. Give me a minute. I'm experiencing something right now. Are you seriously just gonna sit here and watch me eat? Get your own. Birria tacos. Consomme. Make it happen. Put it in your belly. This is the place to get it, right here. XCARET Mexican Restaurant. Call in your order right now. 15% off your order. Only if you told them you heard about it on Heart of Ohio Sports.
More than just a game, this is Heart of Ohio Sports.
Welcome to your Legacy Federal Credit Union, your trusted community credit union for over 70 years. We're not just a credit union, we're your personal financial counselor. Your Legacy Federal Credit Union is a full-service financial institution tailoring solutions to your needs. Whether it's your first home or planning for the future, we're here to help you find success. Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, a legacy built on trust, commitment, and community.
Your legacy.
It's time for high school football on Heart of Ohio Sports. From their fields to your table, Reams Produce Farm's year-round custom produce boxes bring farm fresh flavor right to your table. Veggies, meats, eggs, and more. Taste the difference of truly local. Reams Produce Farm, where fun grows. Order today at funacres.net. More than just a game, this is Heart of Ohio Sports.
We are your neighbors, your sons and daughters. We are learning life and job skills and getting an education. We're proud to serve Ohio. We are your Ohio Army National Guard. Learn more about part-time service at nationalguard.com/OH.
Covering sports isn't just something we do, it's in our name. Heart of Ohio Sports.
This is a Butler building, and so is this one, and this one, and this one too. They're all Butler buildings. Custom designed, custom built to exacting specifications by CLOUSE Construction, your local Butler builder. Discover the difference a versatile Butler manufacturing building system can make for your new facility. Virtually any size, any shape, any usage. Call CLOUSE Construction today. You'll find their work all over Northwest Ohio and online at clouseconstruction.com.
At YANICH Oral Surgery in Marion, they specialize in dental implants and advanced oral care, all in a welcoming, state-of-the-art environment. Restore your smile. Renew your confidence. Visit YANICHOralSurgery.com. More than just a game, this is Heart of Ohio Sports. High school football lives here. This is Heart of Ohio Sports.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Friday Night Football on Heart of Ohio Sports. We're coming to you live from Tiffin, Ohio at Frost-Kalnow Stadium. We've got the Columbian Tornadoes playing host to the Clyde Fliers in a critical SBC Lake Division showdown. I'm joined tonight. I got my partner here. I've got Brendon, and of course, we've got Jacob on the keys in the background there, as well as Emma joining us. So this is going to be a great one, and it feels like Columbian needs to get this one tonight. They sit number 15, Division 3, Region 10, just outside the playoff cutoff line, which is at 12. So top 12 teams get in. That means the Tornadoes. Message is very simple, and Coach Lutz admitted that before the game to us. Very simple. Playoffs start today. If you want in, you got to win.
Yeah, and you know, this is a good one to start with. Get that ball rolling. Start it tonight. Get that atmosphere going in that locker room now, so that it doesn't change at all these next couple of weeks if they can really pull it together and bring themselves into the playoffs.
All right. Last week we had Columbian. They watched a 14-0 halftime lead slip away in a rivalry heartbreaker to Bellevue, falling 21-14. But tonight they've got a chance to bounce back, and they'll have to do it against a Clyde team that, you know, quietly they've kind of just found their rhythm and gotten into a groove. And if you look at the first 3 games of the season compared to the last 3, 2 completely different ball squads.
Yeah, and that was something that Coach Judd was able to focus on when we had talked to him before the game, was that, you know, those first 3 games were not the true potential of this team. They were not playing at the best. I mean, I'm sure that they can admit that as well. But, you know, finding that footing within the backstretch of this year is, you know, it is perfect to be able to find that stretch.
So for Columbian, their offense kind of starts with Logan Gooding here, about 1,500 yards passing, 15 TDs, just 2 picks on the season. So he's been very steady, and he's protected the football quite a bit, and that's something that Columbian really needs to do, protect the football and play disciplined football.
Yeah, and I think one of those picks was actually in the week 1 of the season. So, you know, getting that one out of the way in only 1 sense is great for him, because, you know, that only allows them just to be able to get the ball rolling. You know, turnover-free football is the best way you can give yourself that offense to be able to get out on that field and give their best effort to be able to get the score to go put less stress on that defense.
We're about 3 minutes away from kickoff here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium's Heart of Ohio Sports. Dominic, Brendon here. And, of course, you can see the Tornadoes down there in the end zone getting ready to come out onto the field. And they've got the little, what do we call it? Is that a poster? I mean, they used to just call it a banner back in the day.
Yeah, it's the banner, but now they're not. It's not paper anymore. They have, like, Velcro on the inside, and they just
fancy.
Put it back together every week.
Absolutely. So, yeah, Tornadoes getting ready to come out onto the field here. And, you know, one of the exciting things about their offense is they got number 2, Mason Seitz, back into the mix last week. So now you have Cecil, now you have Seitz. You can kind of ground and pound. And I know Coach Lutz, that's what he wants to do, establish that run and then let Gooding hit him over top with Breemeyer.
Exactly. You know, you bring back a healthy backfield, and which has been more of the pinnacle of their offense for a lot of this year, has been able to, you know, grind out long drives, get, you know, a lot of rushing yards on those. So having 2 fresh backs now, both healthy, ready to go at that backstretch of the season, it's going to be great for their offense.
All right, let's flip the switch. Look at Clyde here for a little bit. You know, I'm just looking at the stats, and then the first name that pops up is number 28, Adam Young. That's all I'm going to say. What do you see with him right there?
I mean, with Adam, you know, it starts off of, I mean, just coming off last week, having that 4 touchdown performance. You know, he has already proved last week, I mean, as well, I'm sure he would prove us tonight, that he is a great back, and it goes just along with that QB. You know, him and Lance are able to be a dynamic duo for them, you know, making that offense very lethal, having that connection.
Adam Young, about 600 yards on the season, averages about 73 a night. So somebody you have to account for, and he's not just a one-way player either. He kind of goes both sides. And then Lance, you had mentioned, 61% passing, almost a mirror image of Logan Gooding.
Yeah. You know, and the thing is, too, is that I'm not sure what his interception stats are, too, but that could be a big thing coming into tonight, that turnover battle. You know, just having Gooding going into where he's a very efficient passer, does not turn over the ball much, but you go into Lance, and he says he has 10 interceptions.
It's a lot of interceptions.
And that's something that could be capitalized on, too, as well. We had talked about how the beginning of the year didn't start as great as we thought it would be for them, so, you know, maybe that was the biggest things to overcome.
All right, looking at, you're watching our pregame show here at Heart of Ohio Sports. Our UIS Insurance Investment keys to the game. Obviously, Columbian, they need to capitalize if they get those turnovers. They need to capitalize and get points off of them is one of the big things that we've got. But then also making sure the defense kind of fell apart there in the second half last week, remaining sound on defense and kind of close those gaps so Young doesn't run all over the place.
Exactly, and we had talked about how, you know, taking those adjustments in from the second half and producing them in that second half to be able to come in and come out with a big, as we're talking, a big hit on that first kickoff. But, you know, taking them adjustments in the halftime, you know, taking in the second half and being able to actually produce them, show results and adjust, you know, whether you're playing good or whether you're playing bad in that first half, you always got to continue to try to get better.
All right, hey, Columbian, they get the football first here, and the Clyde Fliers, they got those white jerseys on. Columbian, it is military night. They've got several coaches who are active in the military, past military, and they've got those really cool jerseys on, but I say really cool. As we're looking at the screen here, it's hard to tell who's who and what's what.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a battle all night trying to figure out who's doing what, but, you know, we'll do our best here. As hard to say his number. I think that was Seitz on the first run. I think it was
Seitz. He's getting the first carry there. Yes, indeed. Number 2, Mason Seitz gets the first carry of the night. And we mentioned Seitz and Cecil, that dynamic duo. Those are the two boys that we're going to see all night long.
And I'm ready for it. That's you know, you give it to where it's like you get the fresh running backs, and it's, you know, I watched Ohio State Buckeyes last year, and I liked having 2 running backs fresh off the sidelines for that. So
there you go.
Let's see how they can do.
All right, 3 split out. Gooding gives it to Seitz again, right up the middle, 40 up to the 45-yard line. And number 2, Mason Seitz, huge first down run.
I mean, Cecil's done a great job, but boy, they definitely missed Mason Seitz, man.
You know,
look at that cut.
Yeah.
And he's just carrying defenders when it took 3 of them, and he's able to get that first down for him there.
Seitz, he missed 3 weeks, and he still averages. He's got about 300 yards coming in tonight, averages about 4.5 yards a carry. As you see, Briemeyer overthrown by Gooding, incomplete. It'll bring up 2nd and long. So Seitz, yeah, he's got about 300 yards coming into tonight. Not too bad, 3 touchdowns. But then Cecil just kind of overtook him last week. Cecil just a few more yards, but both of them together, they make up about as many yards as Adam Young does on the other side.
Yeah, that is a lethal duo.
All right, 2nd and long. Gooding rolls to his left, dumps it off here. And it's going to be Arias who gets the catch, and that'll bring up 3rd down for Columbian.
Just a little play action there, get your man in space. Unfortunately, I was able to get the first down, but, you know, coming out of the backfield, that running back ain't going to be too quick off, you know, getting the whole head of steam there.
Yeah, Arias, you know, that's his first reception of the season, too.
Oh, wow.
So I was wondering, I'm like, I don't remember him catching a lot of balls. Yeah, his first reception. So Gooding got Briemeyer. He's got some space and 1 man to beat, taken down at the 15. First down for Tiffin. Last week, at Briemeyer right over the top in the first quarter, and you're doing it again right here. Check this out.
It's a beautiful play there. Beautiful ball by Gooding. Just split right between the safeties. Oof. Right over the linebacker, right past the safeties.
Huge pass play there. Gooding to Briemeyer, and the Tornadoes first down as Seitz gets it again, bounces off 1 tackler, working his way out. He's going to be taken down around the 12-yard line in our Reams red zone shot of the night.
And I think that's what complements that duo is Seitz is he packs the punch, but he's able to make them jump cuts and get moving horizontally. But you put Cecil in there, man, and that is just a hammer coming down on you. So I'm excited to see how they use the both of them here, especially with, I think Seitz been out this whole drive, getting that goal line, pound that hammer.
Second down, and they've got it. Briemeyer, touchdown. There you have it. Gooding to Briemeyer, touchdown, Tornadoes, and they get the first points of the night. Man, I got to tell you, that has been a deadly duo in the first quarter. Last week, they had 150 yards, 2 touchdowns together, and you see right here another score.
Just as that third down play was, just splitting those safeties and the linebackers that time, almost trying to predict of where he was going, playing back, trying to get that post route covered up, but just gets a little 2-yard in and able to score off of it.
PAT is up, and it is good, so it's 7-0, and Tiffin takes the ball right down the field, gets the first points of the night here. And Johnny Briemeyer, that's his 8th touchdown on the season. And get this, he averages about 17 a catch, and that one was for 12.
That's exactly how Columbia needed to start this game. Set the tone early. Let them know that, we want it more than you. We want that win. We know we need to win, and here's how we're going to prove it. And on that first drive, man, they did everything. It wasn't just a run. It wasn't just a pass. It was beautiful.
And it all started with number 2, Seitz. He got the early work, and then all of a sudden, Briemeyer's just running by people. And, man, he is an explosive football player, and they used him to perfection on that first drive. 7-0, Tiffin over Clyde here in the first quarter. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports. And, if you're just tuning in and you're looking at the screen right now, it's not a mistake. We've got 4K quality here at Heart of Ohio Sports, and it's military night, so they've got those camo jerseys, and we're going to keep you up to date all night long. They've got a few different numbers out here because, they didn't have the numbers they normally do because these jerseys kind of travel for the Ohio National Guard. Up and away, and here we go. Let's see what they come up with, as it looks like it's Wilson who takes it up to the 15. And we're going to get our first look at this Clyde offense. And we said it was 15, Jonathan Lance, who looks a lot like Gooding. We hope not on the way Gooding looked on the first drive. But then number 28, Adam Young, that bell cow ball carrier.
There we go.
A lot of B's in there. I'll work on it. He's a guy you got to account for.
Yeah, and I expect them to use him just the same way that they do with Seitz. A lot of runs in between the tackles, making that D-line work. But I know we had talked about before this game, I like this Columbian D-line, man. They are just some workers. And we had talked as well, they play both sides. There's not a snap that they get off.
Lance rolls to his right. Quarterback keeper. He's going to be hit. He's still moving. He's got a first down as he's taken down about the 29-yard line. And number 15, Jonathan Lance, with a big first down run. All right, that wasn't in the scouting report.
No.
How about that? Jonathan Lance saying hello to the football game as he just tucks it and runs, and you see he just gets through 2 tacklers, 3 tacklers, 4 tacklers, and then he's thrown to the ground. Great run by Lance as he hands it off to his main back there, Adam Young, who's going to be taken down around that 40-yard line, so it'll be second down for the Flyers. And I was trying to get some running numbers there on Lance, and he does run it quite a bit, about 21 yards a game, but he only averages 3 yards a carry. So the fact that he got 13 on that one is a little startling.
Not in the game plan.
Not at all. Young, another carry up to the 41-yard line, so that'll be third down for the Flyers. And again, Brendon, you mentioned it's that defensive line, and you see number 79, 72, 74. Those guys are tough to get around.
And they will be a big factor right here on this third down.
Absolutely.
Definitely something you got to account for as a Clyde offensive coordinator here.
3rd and 3 from the 42-yard line. And they've got a few things going on down there.
Whole lot of audibles here.
Yeah, he's checking at the line with his lineman, and he's going to give it to Young, and Young's going to take it. Great move to get around the first tackler, and it's going to be close.
It's definitely going to be close.
They're going to say first down Flyers. The officials already signaled, so first down Flyers. Whatever was going on, it worked because Young was able to pick up the necessary yardage.
About this up-tempo offense with Clyde here. They make quick work of that first down and get right back to the line. Something that we had talked about was those penalties before the game, and it seems like they're almost trying to make Columbian get these penalties on these early downs to make it those short 2nd and 5, 1st and 5.
Quick pitch over there to number 14, Eric Cowbell, who gets that one. And you're right, Brendon. So Columbian has had 8 penalties each of the last 2 nights. That's tough to get over. And we even asked the coach about it, and he's like, well, you got to be disciplined and you got to watch some tape and identify what's happening here.
Yeah, you got to identify the problem. That's the biggest thing, is identifying what's going on. From there, he had even said, we acknowledge it to the point to where it can't even be a thought anymore.
All right, it's going to be Young who gets the carry across midfield, and he's still moving as he's getting awful close to that first down marker. He might just be about half a yard short. So number 28, Adam Young, another strong run and carry for the Flyer tailback.
Just bring the whole left side of the line there, pulling around and throwing up some blockers of the linebackers. It's a good work by the Clyde offensive line there, making a big gap for him to move.
3rd down at the 46-yard line here. Tiffin has got the lead 7-0 here in the first quarter. This is a big one. You want to stop the Flyers, tamp out any type of momentum. And he drops the ball, but Lance picks it back up. He's going to be hit. I think they may have stopped him. Yeah, and it's Arias who hit him first, and there's a flag. Just as we were talking about that discipline, we've got a flag down there on the field. I think it's going to be on number 28, Jace Arias. Check this out. Arias, right there, 28, throws him to the ground and immediately got the flag from the official.
If he's falling there and he falls on top of him, but at the end of that, he's shoving him and trying to throw him down with that. So,
yeah,
definitely not a good look there for Columbian's defense. I mean, as we're talking about these penalties.
So their first penalty of the night, and that one's pretty easy to diagnose. They just got to show a little individual restraint on that one.
That's just mental error.
1st and 10 after a huge penalty with Arias. So 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line here, and the Flyers moving along, and it's going to be number 3, Mullins, who gets the carry, and that'll bring up 2nd down for the Flyers here. Lincoln Mullins, the junior tailback, 5'9", 173 pounds, not to be confused with Nate Mullins.
There was not a scouting report given on Lincoln Mullins by Nate Mullins today.
That's right. I expected more, all right?
Yeah.
But whatever, we'll make do here. I don't know if there's an actual relation there. We'll find out. We'll get the details here.
I'm sure we'll hear about it later.
Yeah, and Flyers moving as it's going to be 1st down and more is number 5, Mason Flowling, who gets a 1st down catch.
Just getting their guys in space, letting them work.
So 1st down Flyers again. Of course, all of this kind of set up because of that costly penalty on the Tiffin defense.
It's been a big grind for this drive. They've almost taken off, getting close to 5 minutes here. A lot of getting all the way to 3rd down and then converting, and then obviously, like you said, that penalty.
Young, he's got space. He's in for a touchdown. Yep, that's right. Number 28, Adam Young, touchdown, Clyde, and they're 1 point away from tying this thing up.
Other play where it looks like they pulled their guards, getting their people in space there. Yep, that tight end comes around, that guard pulls, getting their guys out in space. And look at that big block by the wide receiver there.
Beautiful run, beautiful block there, and Adam Young gets his 10th rushing touchdown of the season, just like that. And we're 1 PAT away from a tied score. PAT's up, and he's got some leg on that
Yeah.
one. It is good. 7-7 is your score with 4 minutes, 44 seconds here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium. And, gentlemen, we've got a game.
Oh, yeah. I'm still amazed at that kick. It might have went into the tennis courts.
Whew. Man, that's something we always try to watch in pregame to see if they've got a dynamic kicker, because we've seen some doozies. We've seen some 43, 46-yard field goals. That's very uncommon in high school. But you're right. That PAT, I think he could have hit it from another 20 yards out.
Yeah, and the PATs and the field goals that are attempted are huge. We've seen this year that, I'm sure more than just this year, but we've been able to witness in multiple games this year that they make a big difference.
No question. All right, so the Clyde Fliers, their offense, responds with a touchdown of their own as they march down that field. And it's number 28, Adam Young, who punches it in, picking up his 10th scoring touchdown of the season. Now it's back to the Tiffin Tornadoes. What can Columbian do to respond to the Flyers?
That's what I'm interested to see here. What does Columbian go back to? Do you go back to the bread and butter on that last drive where it was sights half the field? It was almost sights half the field, and then there's like, all right, go take your time over here. We're gonna give it to Bremeyer now.
And we've seen Tiffin start off really fast each of the last couple of weeks as you see that high bounce, and they're going to take it right up to 35, 40, 43-yard line. And I think the ground caused it, so it's going to stay down there. As it was, I think, number 7. We've got a few numbers here, but it's Jax. Jax brought it back.
There we go.
Dintopoulos? I don't think that's how you say it. We'll workshop it here, but Jax takes it out, and Tiffin Columbian, they're going to get it first and 10 at the 47. Actually, it's the 42-yard line here, and we were just saying, this offense, last couple weeks, they've started fast, 14-14, but what do they do when somebody else is putting up the same number of points?
Exactly.
Here we go, dumping it off, and going to be knocked out of bounds. I believe it was Seitz again. Mason Seitz with the catch this time, and that'll bring up second down for the Tornadoes. 4 minutes and 15 seconds left in the quarter here. And, Brendon, one of the things you said is that Clyde Fliers offense chewed up a lot of clock. I wonder if it'll show up in a little rust here on the offense for the Tornadoes.
Yeah, you sit on that sideline for a while watching your defense work, and we had talked about, them O linemen. You go out and you have a quick drive, you go and score, and all 4 of those guys go out there on defense as well. So, definitely feeling that the pressure and, the exhaustion from that whole those first 2 drives there.
Yeah.
That, like I said, that Clyde drive was very long and very grueling. A lot of runs, slow runs, getting a couple yards here and there. So
Mason Seitz takes it up to the 48-yard line on that last carry. So it's going to be third and we'll call it 3 from the 48-yard line. But, that can definitely wear on you there. So here we go. They're going to give it to, I believe it's still Seitz who's in there. Yes. And
he's not going to get it.
He's stopped short. Yeah, Seitz, we keep looking, and we keep looking for number, it's 40, it's 40 tonight here. Brock Cecil, kind of the beef, if you want to call him that, kind of the bigger back that can really plow people over. Haven't seen him run the ball yet tonight. Patiently waiting as Seitz stopped short, so it'll be 4th down and 3 from the 49-yard line here. And Tiffin's going to be forced to kick the ball back, and this is one of the things we're kind of wondering about. How are they going to respond? And so far, 3 and out. That was a close one. Fair catch. And the Flyers are going to get it at the 16-yard line down there, and they looked really good on that last one, but it was a huge 15-yard unsportsmanlike penalty on Arias that kind of helped set it up for him.
Yeah, exactly. And that was a 3rd down that they could have got off the field. Going into a 3rd down where they could have gotten off the field. And going back to that first drive, they got the ball at the 16 here. 2:41 left on the clock. They got a whole lot of time to be able to do that same thing that they just did that last drive. Nice, long, grueling, ground and pound. A couple pops out here to the screens. That Clyde offense is open right now.
1st and 10 brought to you by NLS Professional Grounds. Proud supporter of Heart of Ohio Sports here. And Flyers are at the 18-yard line. We got 2 minutes, 41 seconds here in the quarter. And it's going to be, I believe, Mullins who takes it. And he's going to be pushed out of bounds. But that's a first down. Let's double check here.
It's Crockett.
Okay, there we go. We've got a new one. Crockett, number 0, Deacon Crockett with the carry. Check this replay out, brought to you by CLOUSE.
Just a little shovel forward, give it to him. QB wanted a couple free passing yards there. What is the guy do some work, get some free passing yards on that little end around?
Crockett, a wide receiver on our program here, but first down on the TV there. 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. And they're using all their weapons here, mixing and matching. And you've got motion down there. And it's going to be Young who gets the carry, and they're just going to drag him down to the ground, nowhere to go, and it's Arias again. Man, kind of dangerous there. Just grabbed him by the jersey and
just swung him around. Yeah. Would not let go. Swung him right to the ground.
You know, when you see the runner kind of jerk back kind of like that, you think that he's got the horse collar or something, but it was all jersey on that one. So loss on the carry, 2nd and 11 at the 33-yard line for the Flyers. And they're testing this Tiffin defense early with the hard count and then kind of changing the plays quite a bit, actually. He's going to pass, and it's Crockett, the intended receiver, incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd down and long for Clyde.
Now, speaking on how you were talking about, trying to draw those penalties, it's interesting to see where they'll go with that. What's the game plan around that?
Right.
Is that to start it early so that we can go up tempo later on? Or is this something that we're going to implement the entire game
there you go,
to keep you on your toes?
That's a good point there. All right, 3rd and 11 from the 33-yard line. And kind of the hard count, change play. You're going to see Lance. Yeah, I keep thinking he wants to go under center, but he's just maybe communicating with the line on this one. So Lance looking left, dumping it off, and he's got Young. Young going to be hit and nowhere to go. As this Tiffin defense was all over it. I didn't catch who hit him first, but that was a solid open field tackle by the Tiffin defense.
Heard 14 more.
Yeah, so Sante Moore, huge tackle. The junior coming up clutch. 4th down and 10, and Clyde's going to be forced to kick it back. But the problem is they've got number 17 waiting back at the 25-yard line.
Exactly.
And Bremeyer, one of the most electric return men in the SBC.
It's a big play waiting to happen here. All right to him.
Absolutely, 35-40. And good job wrapping up Bremeyer, not letting him go anywhere. Bremeyer averages about 16 yards a return on those punts. Didn't get anything on that one, though.
No, the Flyers were flying. They got down there, and as soon as they got held of him, they hold him on long enough, and they got the rest of the band there to pull him down.
CLOUSE Construction instant replay coming to you all night long here. And we've got so many amazing sponsors that we want to make sure that we thank. We want to make sure that we call out every single one of them. XCARET Mexican Restaurant, Hope in Fostoria, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, CLOUSE Construction, NLS Professional Grounds, UIS Insurance and Investment, Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery, VICEK Orthodontics, Drawn to the Surface, RIEHM Produce Farm, Joe BAYLIFF'S, Route 30, Harley-Davidson, YANICH Oral Surgery, and you can see handoff there, and sights hit hard there at the end of it. He might need some dental surgery of his own after that hit. So, solid run. Forte Music, Ohio Army National Guard, proud sponsor of the jerseys that Tiffin's wearing down there. FEASEL'S Frame and Collision, BUCKEYE IT Services, PLASONITE 3D Printing, STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic Ink, Advantage Overhead Doors, Simonis Detailing, First National Bank of Sycamore, the Edward Jones offices of Tiffin, Wagner Flower Shop and Greenhouse, Wendy's, and CLOUSE Electric, all proud sponsors of Heart of Ohio Sports. Russell, the intended receiver, just a bit outside.
Had him there. Big play waiting to happen. Just outside his outstretched arms.
While we're thanking people, I also need to thank Tiffin Chief of Police, Paulie. I had some issues coming over on the way, and he was very nice, making sure I got here safely. So,
yes,
big thank
that's
you to
what it
Chief
was.
Police Polly. That's what we'll call it.
Yeah,
so,
Jacob got a police escort to the stadium. That's what we're going to call it there.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. But thank you to the Tiffin Police.
There you go. First down for Tiffin as they plow their way forward there. Strong run by Sites. And down to 10 seconds here in the first quarter. And that might bring us into the end of the quarter. And yes, indeed, that's exactly what's going to happen. 2 seconds, 1. And after the first quarter of play here from Frost-Kalnow Stadium, it's all tied up. Tiffin 7, Clyde 7. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
This is a Butler building, and so is this one, and this one, and this one too. They're all Butler buildings. Custom designed, custom built to exacting specifications by CLOUSE Construction, your local Butler builder. Discover the difference a versatile Butler manufacturing building system can make for your new facility. Virtually any size, any shape, any usage. Call CLOUSE Construction today. You'll find their work all over Northwest Ohio and online at clouseconstruction.com.
At YANICH Oral Surgery in Marion, they specialize in dental implants and advanced oral care, all in a welcoming, state-of-the-art environment. Restore your smile. Renew your confidence. Visit YANICHOralSurgery.com. More than just a game, this is Heart of Ohio Sports. High school football lives here. This is Heart of Ohio Sports.
Welcome back to Frost-Kalnow Stadium here at Heart of Ohio Sports. And moments ago, it was number 2 Mason Sites who took the pass from Gooding. First down, Tiffin.
Better catch by the running back there out the backfield.
Acrobatic. Yeah. Of course, first down's brought to you by NLS Professional Grounds here at Heart of Ohio Sports. And it's not just Sites who's been doing some work here, but the big one came, number 17, Johnny Bremeyer, who got our first score of the game, as you see another strong run right at the middle, and it's going to be Sites with another first down carry.
He gets that ball, he is just about at top speed. He gets it, he gets it, and he is going.
Actually, they're going to say he's about half a yard short here, as you see on the CLOUSE replay. And you're right, top speed right from the get-go.
Gets to the ball quick, finds the hole, and gets going.
Sites missed 3 games at the beginning of the season, came back last week, and you see he's getting the lion's share of the work here. A flag coming in from backside of the play here, and Sites looks like he was stopped short of the first down. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. It might be on Tiffin, which will push him back. Yes, indeed, it's going to be another penalty on the Tornadoes, their second of the night. And, look, we've seen, past weeks, last week being a prime example, these type of penalties stall out drives, and that's been a problem for them. Is they had 8 last week, and really they didn't score anything after that first quarter.
And on a second and short, that is the worst spot to be able to do that to yourself as well. You still have a chance on third down, and on that side of the field, that could be fourth down territory. So you're just bringing yourself back.
All right, 4 split out. Gooding looking to pass, and it's going to be Russell. Nice catch. Number 5, Deshaun Russell. He's got it. Woo. Wow, he just put his hands up there and shot on that one. Goodness gracious. Look at this. Beautiful catch by Russell.
Beautiful catch and a beautiful ball by Gooding there. The only spot that he could get it. Wow.
And Russell, last week, he missed a game and he came back last week. He was targeted 3 times, had 3 drops. Great to see the young man come up with a huge catch right there. First down, Tiffin, as it's going to be another run, and Sites getting close to that first down marker. Oof. And he has had a couple of big ones where he nearly breaks away. And we're getting close to that end zone. We got our RIEHM's red zone going here. And Mason Sites, he hasn't had a touchdown carry in a while, and he wants to get one here.
Oh, I think he's going to get one here. I don't know if they can give to somebody else now.
Yeah, he's got 3 touchdowns on the season, but none since, week 3 So this could be a big one as he gets another carry, pops it out, and he's going to be tackled for a loss.
That Clyde defense was ready. I think they could hear the broadcast. They were
They're
ready.
watching live here at Heart of Ohio Sports.
Yeah, they knew. Big push from the D-line, nowhere to go there for sights.
Yeah, they heard we've got 4K quality imagery here, and they want to make sure that they get the live footage and able to stream and follow along all night long here. So it'll be 3rd and 1 after a nice stop by this Clyde defense, slowing down the Tiffin offense. And yeah, it's at the 6-yard line here. Sights in the backfield, going to get the carry right in the middle. He's got enough there. Yeah, he's inside the 5. 1st down, Tiffin.
Columbian brings out an extra line. Can't imagine what they thought Columbia was going to do there, but you know.
Yeah, so after another 1st down carry by Mason Sights, it's going to be 1st and goal from the 5-yard line here. Ball game's all tied up, 7-7. Tiffin scored first, and they're hoping to get the next one. As you know, they've got to respond to this Flyers offense, who did such a fantastic job in the 1st quarter. 1st and goal. And it's going to be Sights hit behind the line for a loss. Nowhere to go. As you can see right there, number 27, it's going to be Curtis with the stop.
Yeah, and he was just not fooled by this here. Just not fooled by this at all. Just right into the backfield and made it look way too easy.
So it'll be 2nd and 9 for the Tornadoes here. And one of the things we said is our keys to the game, they got to finish drives here, and this is one of those they need to finish. Going to be Russell in motion here. Gooding rolls to his left. He has pressure, hit, throws to the end zone, incomplete, nobody able to get it, and it looks like it might have been Russell closest there, but really nobody had a shot, so it'll be 2nd, 3rd down here, and goal for Tiffin.
Only thing he could do with it there, just get that ball away.
3rd and goal here for Tiffin, and this is one of those moments where you think, hey, what's that bread and butter play? And so far, Mason Sights has kind of been taking most of them here, and let's see what they come up with. Gooding looks to his right, throws deep.
Oh, he's got him.
There you have it. Number 3, Blake Miller. Touchdown, Tiffin.
He just saw open space and got it to him, but it was such a low, leisurely throw here.
And that's going to be Miller's first touchdown of the season, his 8th catch. And Miller, usually number 9, tonight he's number 3 with the camo jersey.
And with a touchdown, changing your number, you know.
He's not going to want to go back.
You never know.
Absolutely. So the PAT's up and good, and Tiffin regains the lead. It is now 14-7 here at Heart of Ohio Sports.
They almost scored just as quick as they did in that 1st quarter.
Yeah.
Still even 8 minutes on the clock here in the 2nd quarter. Big response after that 2nd drive stalling out.
Absolutely. And, you know, defense kind of stepped up. They swapped things there and 2 3 and out. So it'll be fun to see what the Flyers are able to come up with here and try to come back. Now, of course, you know, when you look at the Flyers, somebody that really comes to mind, Adam Young, and he's somebody you got to account for. We've said that before, but he is their go-to back.
Yeah, you know, being this player spotlight, obviously you got to be making a big impact. And we've already seen tonight, he's already got one going in. So, you know, look forward to seeing that the rest of the game from them. Now you flip it to Columbian side, Bremeyer, like same way with Clyde. Yeah. He's already got a touchdown tonight, making his impact. So, you know, we're not doing a half bad job over here, Heart of Ohio, picking these players spotlights.
Not at all. And you saw those graphics there. Bremeyer on the screen right now, having a heck of a game, another touchdown, his 8th of the season. He had 2 last week, but Young, 10 touchdowns. on the season, rushing the ball. That doesn't even take into account his lone score through the air there. So a couple of dynamite players you have to be aware of, and of course VICEK Orthodontics getting us on track, keeping us straight, just like they help keep your teeth straight.
Yeah, keeping us updated, ready for this game.
You know it. They got my money. Daughter had braces, compliments of VICEK Orthodontics. So if you're looking for somebody, check them out. Right there, it's over by the Ritz. I don't know, I want to say Washington. I don't know what the other street is, but on Washington Street over there by the Ritz. So check them out. They do a fantastic job.
Yelp review by Dom.
You got it. So Clyde Fliers back onto the field, 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line here. So 7:53 in the second quarter, and see what they come up with as Lance fakes to his left, goes deep. His intended receiver, no good, and it's Crockett, who again unable to grab that ball.
And he's there.
He had it.
That's another one by these QBs that they have the player there, just cannot finish the throw. Takes a big hit on the throw. I don't blame him, but man.
He had his hands on it too. You saw in the replay, just through his fingertips. And my coach would always tell me, if you can touch the ball, you catch the ball. And if you did not catch the ball, you're not playing again. So he was kind of harsh when it came to that. So we did everything to catch that ball, but incomplete is just outside his reach. 2nd and 10 from the 20-yard line, and it's going to be Young right up the middle. And he's going to be stopped short there. So it'll be a big 3rd and long. And this Columbian defense, brought to you by Kirshner, Newman, and Williams. They stopped them on the last drive. Can they do it again?
I'm ready to see that defensive pressure here on that 3rd down. Create some type of pressure. Put some pressure on this QB, because I feel like a lot of these 3rd downs, he's got the time, just has nowhere to go.
Yeah. 3rd and 9 officially at the 21-yard line for the Flyers. 14-7, Tiffin now with a 7-point lead after punching it in just a minute ago. Lance stepping up, hit as he throws, and it's going to be incomplete. And I think it was Flowling who was closest to it, but huge defensive stand by the Tiffin defense.
I think even if he grabs this, it might just be a hand punt.
Yeah, you can see Lance just hit as he lets go, and nowhere to go with it. Great job by the Tiffin defense. 4th and 9, they're going to get the ball back, and of course, number 17's back deep at the 45-yard line. One of the better return men in the SBC, and it's going to be a short one, and it's going to be a fair catch, and Briemeyer's going to get it at the 47-yard line. So, hey, you're going to see this Tiffin offense come out. They only have to go 47 yards to respond, and things have gone pretty good for the Columbian Tornadoes.
Yeah, you throw – you think about those 1st and 3rd drives. You throw away that 2nd drive, don't even act like it happened. I think this here can be a huge moment going in for the halftime for Columbian. Get a big punch in the gut here going into half.
And
put the Flyers down.
Yeah, one of the things that Coach said, Judd Lutz, he's like, hey, playoffs, they begin today. You got to play with a little sense of urgency, and let's see if they can punch it in, get a 2-score lead. 1st and 10 from the 46. Gooding gives it to Briemeyer. Briemeyer, that end around, gets around 1-2 tacklers, pushed out of bounds. Short gain, 2nd down for Tiffin. And Briemeyer, you just talking about him, 39 receptions, 646 yards on the season. And you see a quick toss to him, and he's a dynamite guy in space. Why not try to give it to him? We've seen that play quite a few times this season.
And we will see it in that second half as well. They do a lot of motions with him, getting a lot of different looks, trying to read the defense there. Just couldn't get that edge. Only got a gain of maybe 1 there. So
2nd down. It's going to be Seitz with a carry right up the middle. He's got space. 40, 35. He's still going. 30. He's still moving. And 1 man to beat. Pushed out of bounds around the 15-yard line. And it's Mason Seitz with another 1st down.
big hole opened up by that O-line there, and he's able to just read that, get right through it, and get going.
Great job by this Tiffin offense as they are running the ball the way they want to tonight.
They give the credit to the O-line there. I'm going to keep going back to it, but them guys play both sides of the ball, and they do not get a break.
6:36 here in the second quarter. We've got our halftime show coming up to you, brought to you by Forte Music, as you see a flag coming in on the sights run. Forte Music going to bring you our marching band. We've normally got 120 band members out there. You're going to have the 8th graders and joining them on the field tonight, and 7th graders are going to be standing by as well. So it should be a fantastic show. Last week they joined forces with Bellevue, and then this week they get to join forces with the junior high.
It's a big welcoming for them, getting those 8th graders, ready to go for next year. Get a little feel being out there on the football field.
Absolutely. It's Friday Night Lights. You got the lights, you got the crowd. It's an exciting time there. And this penalty is going to be on Tiffin. It's going to push them back quite a few yards there. So that's their 3rd penalty of the night, and it's a costly one.
It's one you don't want to see.
Officially 1st and 25 now after the 15-yard penalty. And really, I didn't see who it was on, but these are the type of mental mistakes you got to try to avoid. So here we go. They're at the 31-yard line, and they've got 25 yards to go to convert here. And we were talking about a possible 2-score lead, and they got to overcome quite a bit. Gooding rolls. He's going to dive down around the 23-yard line, and he picks up at least a few of those yards on the busted play, but strong run by Logan Gooding.
That's one part of this offense that I'd like to see a little bit more, is him being able to work outside of that pocket. And he's not by any means a pure runner, but you can see there making cuts, making people miss, just getting what you need.
Gooding on the season, 35 rushing attempts for negative 34 yards. That was a positive one, though. So he throws it. Russell, nearly. I don't know if Russell saw the ball coming as his hands went up late, but Russell was right there, incomplete. Gooding unable to connect, and I think Tiffin's looking for a flag. You can see Coach Lutz on the sideline saying that they hit him.
Let's see if he gets
very upset.
See any hands on him here?
Yeah, it's
no, not much. He's definitely late to the ball, but the Clyde defender just wasn't able to get it.
And it's going to be an official timeout down on the field, and Coach Lutz still chewing on the ear of the side judge there, as he's just thoroughly unhappy with the call there in the end zone.
Hate to be the stripes down there beside Coach Lutz.
Yeah, he is livid. All right, 3rd and 18 after Tiffin took a shot and came up empty-handed. So let's see what they have. 5 wideouts here. Gooding, pass all the way. He rolls to his right, looking, and he's got Miller. Miller touchdown. That's his 2nd of the night. Wow, number 3, Blake Miller, another score. And Tiffin with the 2-score lead now. Oof. Man, he should wear 3 all season. Check this out.
And I think he gets away with a little bit of push off here, but,
can't see
I'm
with
no
the
ref.
camo.
I say I'm
Saw
no
nothing
ref.
with the camo. Nothing with the camo. Number 3 tonight, normally number 9, Blake Miller, his 2nd score of the season and the night. And Tiffin, now with the PAT, is up 21-7 with 5 minutes and 26 seconds left in the half. Check that out. He's just like, hey. He's got that Jordan shoulder shrug going on down there.
And they, again, it's the other 2 drives that they scored, they go and do it quick.
Yeah.
Making quick work of this Clyde defense.
Miller, 7 receptions coming into tonight. He's had 2 receptions tonight, both of them scores.
That's efficiency.
That's very efficient. Hey, if the only catch I have all night is a touchdown, I'll take it every day.
Yeah.
That's the way I'm thinking right there.
Less work, more production.
Absolutely. Tiffin, 21-7 lead over the Clyde Fliers here, Frost-Kalnow Stadium. And Brendon on the call, Dominic on the call here. And I got to be honest, very, very impressed so far with the response that the Tornadoes have had.
And they're playing with some fire under their you-know-what. It's coming out, and they're making, like I said, just quick work of this Clyde defense.
Yeah.
the defense for their Columbian as well is playing bend not break. He had that first blemish on the first drive, but since then, just nothing.
Logan Gooding, you mentioned in pregame, very efficient. He's got 17 touchdowns on the season, only 2 interceptions according to our stat sheet here. So yeah, he's doing good work there. As the Flyers take it out, a flag coming in from the far side as they'll be tackled at the 25-yard line, and we'll wait and see what this one's for. So far, Tiffin has 3 penalties, and that's been the one blemish that we can point to immediately. But it's great to see Tiffin kind of pushing back because last 2 weeks they've started fast, but then fizzled through most of second and third quarter.
Yeah, just got to take this into halftime with them. Keep the same energy coming out the second half.
All right, so this one's going to be on Clyde holding, so it's going to push them back even more, which is exactly what you want if you're the Tiffin defense. You've had 2 consecutive 3-and-outs, and now you've pushed them back inside the 10-yard line. Those big guys, they got to be pretty excited right now and try to apply some pressure on this Clyde offense and stop them cold.
Yeah, get the big stop here going into half. Your offense a chance going in, well, say going into half as well, but
yeah,
give them some time. Let them. I mean, they've made quick work of this Clyde defense, so give them the ball back.
Lance under center. He's gonna pass it, and it's gonna be looks like Young who's got it 20, and he's still working his way up, and he's gonna be tackled at the 22-yard line. So Adam Young with the catch, and that's a first down for the Flyers. So we're talking about them being buried inside the 10, and just like that, Young springs one for a first down reception. 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line here for Clyde. They've got a 2-score deficit, and Clyde, of course, they're going to get the ball back in the second half, so we want to make sure that if you're them, take advantage here. Lance rolls to his right with pressure. He's going to keep it, and he should have enough for a first down as Lance is pushed out of bounds.
Oh.
See where the spot is.
And I see a flag came out at the end of that.
Yeah, of course. So at the moment, first down run by Lance. And we'll see what the official, yeah, I think they're just, let's go. Yeah, okay.
What?
First down, and they just catch it and go as Young runs up to the 35-yard line. So I guess no flag at all.
I swear the far end of the field, that ref had threw something up at the end of the play.
So Lance gets a huge first down run, and then a quick play there to Young. 2nd and 6 from the 35-yard line. You see the replay there by Lance, and see if we can find it. Maybe he dropped it. I don't know.
I don't
he could
know.
have dropped it. That's something. A shadow game down there.
It's a ghost flag.
Yeah. 2nd and 6 from the 35-yard line. Lance looking, dumps it off again to Young. Young going to be hit hard, and that is a flag coming in as the flag comes in from behind the play, and Young tackled immediately well short of the first down marker. And you can see the flag right down there where Young
see it
was.
this time.
Yeah, we can see it on the screen here. I wish we had one of those Madden telestrators here where we could draw on the screen. That'd be so cool because we could like circle the flag right here at the 28, and you could be like, as you can tell, Coach Lutz is pointing to the flag now. We get some arrows in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to get on Nate and try to up the tech game here.
We can probably just get Emma to, put her finger out there and
we
point.
go.
Yeah,
Emma,
there you go.
maybe
Put it in front of the
maybe you
camera.
could point to it. There we go, Emma. Yeah, work on it there. So team effort. If we get Emma, we'll just we gotta. What are we gonna call your pointer finger there, Emma? We need a code name. We'll work on it here. We're 3.5 minutes away from halftime. We've got some time to workshop this and try to figure it out. Charlie, Charlie. If we can get Charlie, we call your Charlie the telestrator. So the penalty's on Clyde, by the way. So it'll be 2nd and 16 as Lance going deep, high, floating pass, knocked away, incomplete. And it was number 14, Moore, who did a fantastic job getting that ball to the ground. Wow, that was kind of a high, slow pass.
he just kind of was he needed his wide receiver to make a big play there. That's all I got to say.
You know, it almost looked like the receiver had to slow down to get there. So, 3rd and 16 from the 25-yard line after Sante Moore comes up with a huge pass breakup. And this is a biggie. 3 minutes, 26 seconds. Lance hit hard behind the line and sacked.
They are.
There you have it. It's going to be number 74, Nevin Newman with the hit. And that's what you needed if you're the Tiffin defense. Check this out. Newman holding his ground, and then, boom, got his man. So 4th down, and Clyde still out there, 4th and 17 from the 24-yard line here. And they've been doing that hard count, change of play type of thing all night long. I don't know if they're trying to get Tiffin to jump. So really need to remain disciplined here. And they're going to call timeout as they were trying to get the Tiffin defense to jump. They're not biting at all. So timeout on the field here. And timeout's brought to you by Joe Bailiff's Route 30. Harley-Davidson, proud sponsor of Heart of Ohio Sports. And Brendon here, this Tiffin defense, another 3 and out.
And you get the 3 and out, and like I said earlier, it's about time for that D-line to show up and get a sack.
Want to make sure we say thank you to all of our Heart of Ohio Sports sponsors here. You see them right there on the screen. XCARET Mexican Restaurant, Hope and Fostoria, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, CLOUSE Construction, NLS Professional Grounds, UIS Insurance and Investments, Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery, VICEK Orthodontics, Drawn to the Service, RIEHM Produce Farm, Joe Bailiff's Route 30, Harley-Davidson, YANICH Oral Surgery and Dental Implants, FORTE Music, who is sponsoring the halftime show here in moments. Ohio Army National Guard, who is sponsoring the camo jerseys down on the field. FEASEL'S Frame and Collision. We'll come back to the rest of you here in a bit. Is that high, short punt is going to bounce backwards to the 45-yard line. Great field position for Tiffin. 2.5 minutes to make something of it. So you see those Ohio Army National Guard jerseys right there for Tiffin. We got BUCKEYE IT Services, PLASONITE 3D Printing, STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic Ink, Advantage Overhead Doors, Simonis Detailing, First National Bank of Sycamore, the Edwards Jones offices at Tiffin, Wagner Flower Shop and Greenhouse, Wendy's, and CLOUSE Electric, all proud sponsors of Heart of Ohio Sports here. And you can get us. You got Facebook. We've got Twitch, and obviously heartofohiosports.com, where you can check out some pretty great pregame reading there.
Deep breath. Deep breath after all
that. All right, here we go, and it's going to be another Sights carry right up to the 40-yard line. Strong run, and he's been doing some really great work. He has been the ball carrier all night tonight.
Which has surprised me.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, I'd like to see that duo out there. Cecil does a great job as well. Keep both of them fresh. But I'm not down the sidelines with a headset on, and what Columbian's been doing has been working. So
absolutely, Sights. He's got a score so far, 1 touchdown tonight, putting up some nice yardage there. 2nd and 5 from the 40-yard line. It's going to be Sights again. Bounces off a tackler. Gets enough for a first down as he's taken down around the 32-yard line. Started with great field position, only had to go 47 yards, and you can see they are getting really close to Connor Reese and his field goal range.
And that's a point proven by Coach Lutz there. Big run by Sights, let him do the work.
Sights very patient as he works his way up inside the 30, and another flag down on the field.
Man.
And you can see it there in the screen off to the left.
Come on, Emma.
He's motioning, holding.
There we go.
Charlie, we have a Charlie sighting there. So, yeah.
Keep Emma engaged out there.
So I think this is going to be on Tiffin, which is too bad. That's their 4th of the half. Timely one. They've only got 1 minute, 25 seconds here left in the half, and they're up 2 scores.
Wow.
But it'd be nice to have 3 scores.
Yeah, it looks like they just went a whole field back.
Yeah, that's 10 yards right there. So it's going to be 1st and 20 from the 47-yard line, or 42-yard line, so nearly back to where they started.
Hit the clock rolling as well.
All right, Gooding bobbles the ball, dumps it off, and he's got Bremeyer there. Oh, goodness gracious. Hit hard, and it looked like his head bounced off the turf, but he's up and okay. Yeah, it's going to be 2nd down as Bremeyer gained maybe 4 or 5 yards. They're going to call a timeout down on the field to check on him and to kind of regroup here because Coach Lutz was right there immediately. You see him right there in the middle of the huddle. Joe Bailiff's timeout down on the field there, and with 1 minute 6 seconds, they've got a huge 2nd and 14 coming up here. You got a 2-score lead. How much do you test your luck here, Brendon?
I mean, with the way your defense has looked in stopping this Clyde offense, I mean, I think you got to take a shot. Give yourself a chance here going into halftime. You know, clock at minute 6. It's still a tough time for that Clyde offense to score, even if you give the ball back to them. So I'd say you take a couple of chances here, and if you get close enough on 4th down, it might be 4th down territory.
Hey, why not? There we go. So Tiffin, they still got 2 timeouts up there, so something to keep in mind is they work the clock here. 1 minute 6 seconds left here in the quarter. Coming to you, we got our halftime show, and of course, Forte Music going to be sponsoring the band show down there. Band performance coming up to you as soon as the clock expires. So here we go. Gooding takes that shot you're talking about, and Russell had a defender draped all over him, flags flying everywhere. Woo! And I haven't seen that much laundry since I went to the laundromat. You see it right there, number 5, Russell. And, of course, they took a shot with Russell in the end zone on the last drive. Didn't get anything, but they got the interference on this one.
And they're attacking that same spot they scored on that first drive. Just right over the linebackers, right between the safeties.
I want to make sure I call out Hope and Fostoria. Thank you, Hope and Fostoria, our halftime show sponsor. They keep our cameras going for you the entire time. So thank you, Hope and Fostoria, as well as Forte Music, as it's going to be a huge 1st down with the penalty. And if you're Tiffin, you like that. You've got 1 minute, 1 second, 22 yards to go here, a 2-score lead. Hopefully getting another score in there before half. As Seitz takes the carry, he's going to be hit, taken down, no gain. Great stop there by the Flyers. Hector Garza gobbled him up immediately. And timeout, Tiffin. So they got 1 more timeout, 43 seconds left. Okay, so last time they had a timeout, they took a shot. They're going to do the same thing. It was Russell down the middle. Do you think maybe they sprinkle in a little Bremeyer?
I'm not sure. Like I said on that last play, they went to the same thing that they did with Bremeyer in that first drive, but switched up and put Russell across. So we'll see what they go back to. You go back to the guy that's got 2 touchdowns tonight, or do you go back to your wide receiver with 1?
Yeah, it could be Blake Miller. Something we've only seen once so far tonight, Bremeyer end around. Get him in space, and we've seen him pick up big chunk yardage. It also drives him towards the sideline, so it'd be an easy way to stop that clock.
It's a perfect play for them. Getting him, you get a full head of steam going right to your QB, get rolling, you know, and that gives you a spot to be able to go laterally and be able to make those cuts, those jump cuts in between your linemen, your blockers, and make a big play out of it.
Tiffin 21, Clyde 7 here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports, all right? 43 seconds away from our Hope and Fostoria halftime show, so stay tuned. We've got a lot of amazing coverage coming up for you. You want to stay tuned in to Heart of Ohio Sports. And there it is, touchdown.
Another one.
It is Miller. 3 catches, 3 touchdowns, and there you have it. As they left him wide open, and he's, goodness gracious, give the man that number 3 every night.
He's making a great case for number 3 and making a great case for player of the game as well. Wow. How did he get so open here?
No question.
They just lost him.
Yeah.
Lost him, and they're attacking that same spot of the field.
They're 5 yards away from Miller as he was wide open, and he gets his third touchdown of the half. And that is incredible. And I'm not sure what's going on down there, as they've got to have somebody else come in there, maybe a equipment issue. They have somebody else come in there and hold the snap, and Liam Randall trots out there.
I think it still worked out.
Yeah, PAT up and good. Tiffin 28, Clyde 7. After a huge Blake Miller touchdown, his third of the night.
Wow. Like I said, you just go back to that guy that's been working the entire game, and then it worked out again. They just keep attacking that center of that defense.
And man, I am impressed. Blake Miller, we've mentioned it once, but I'm going to repeat it. He came into tonight. He had 7 catches for 70 yards on the season. 3 catches tonight, 3 touchdowns.
It's a good day's work.
Yeah, that's a great day's work. All right, and we even said jokingly, hey, if the only thing you catch is a touchdown, you take it. Well, hey, he's taking it.
Yeah, less work, more reward.
Yeah, great job by this Tiffin offense as they were able to finish, just like we said in our pregame keys to the game, brought to you by UIS Insurance. 39 seconds here left in the half. Tiffin's got a 3-score lead over the Clyde Fliers. And Clyde, 3-5 coming into tonight. They've looked really good here in the last couple of games, and Tiffin is taking care of business tonight. So 32 seconds, and I'm not sure what you can do if you're Clyde. You've got 2 timeouts on the clock. You get the ball back in the second half. Do you risk it, or you just kneel it down and walk in and see what you do?
I feel like at this point, you might as well. You got 2 timeouts. Maybe you get a big shot. You get down to the 50. You still got another 20, 25 seconds to work with. So I wouldn't be surprised if they take a shot here, especially with how explosive that offense has been. They've had a couple plays where they're just missing their guys on wide open touchdowns. It's just going through their hands or over their heads.
And a couple of names to keep an eye on. Number 5, Mason Flowling, has gotten a few catches, and they throw it over Crockett's way, incomplete. So 27 seconds, clock stops. Second down is Crockett unable to bring it in, and we've seen him, he's got 1 catch tonight, but he's missed the last 3 that have been thrown his way. Young going to take the handoff. He's got space, 30. He's going to run out of bounds at the 34-yard line. Strong run by number 28, Young. Adam Young averages about 80 yards a night, and he's kind of been held in check. He had a big first down catch on the last drive, but ultimately didn't go anywhere. So Young kind of used both ways.
Anywhere that he can produce.
Yeah. 3rd down and 2 at the 34-yard line. And going to dump it off there to Greenslade. And that's going to be enough for a first down for the Flyers as Lance able to connect.
With how that PAT went earlier on that first drive, the first Clyde touchdown, you never know where he could give him a chance here going into halftime.
So timeout down on the field as Clyde wants to stop the clock and think about it. So you see on the replay there, Greenslade going to take it up to the 45-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 45. We've got 15 seconds left in the half. Make sure you stay tuned here. We got our halftime show coming up to you, brought to you by Hope in Fostoria. And we're going to have our Forte Music marching band performance of the night coming to you in moments. Got a special treat for you. Obviously, we've got the Clyde Fliers marching band. They're going to be coming out. And then we've got the 8th graders joining the Tiffin band tonight. So it'll be a lot of fun. You can kind of see them down here on the sideline waiting for their big debut on the Friday Night Lights. All right, Lance rolls to his left, steps up with pressure, hit taken down, and that might do it here, as I don't know if you want to try your luck, and it's number 40. It's going to be Cecil, and Cecil, new number, same results as he gets a big sack, and that's going to do it. Just like that, after the first half of play here from Frost-Kalnow Stadium in Tiffin, Ohio, you've got Tiffin Columbian Tornadoes all over the Clyde Fliers, 28-7. We'll be right back with the Hope and Fostoria halftime show.
Prevent opioid and stimulant misuse in your teen's sports journey. Keep all medications locked and only use them as prescribed. Talk openly about the dangers of misusing painkillers and stimulants. Work with healthcare providers to find safe alternatives for pain and focus. Protect their future. Prevent misuse. Visit carsa.org for prevention tips and community resources.
This broadcast is made possible by our sponsors, local businesses, investing in student athletes, and community pride. When you support them, you're supporting high school sports coverage right here at home. Support local. Support those who step up to the plate for student athletes. At UIS Insurance and Investments, we're committed to protecting what matters most. That's why we partner with Auto Owners Insurance, offering reliable coverage and personalized service from people you can trust. UIS and Auto Owners Insurance, working together to keep you covered no matter what life throws your way. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
Bryce, that's a little stream there, bud. No, Bryce.
I've got the running clock stuff if we get to it in the second half. So, yeah. I've got Celsius, like little powder.
Yeah. It's got Birria for 12 months. It's got that's been nice. Not a caffeine guy. I don't want energy drinks. Our next piece was composed by Toby Fox for the 2015 video game Drawing Tornado. Originally written for an earlier project, the track became widely recognized for its use during one of the game's most challenging electronic battles. With its driving rhythm and layered melodies, it has since gained popularity.
Our next selection was released in 2012 by the American rock band Imagine Dragons on their debut album Night Visions. The song reached the top 10 on several international charts and was certified multi-platinum in the United States. It's been widely used in commercials, sporting events, and videos of all kinds. Here is our final tune, On Top of the World.
Crowded in there, quarter.
Oh, yeah. Actually going in the running game.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2025 Clyde Fliers Marching Band. The band is under the direction of Jacob D'Onofrio, Assistant Director Lauren Eckersley, Percussion Advisor Justin Wright, and Major Ed Advisor Dee Dee Carter. We thank you for your attention this evening and hope you have enjoyed our show. Go Flyers!
I think they're 3 and 5.
Okay.
They pulled the unthinkable.
Who they beat? Perkins?
No, they got beat by a Toledo Public School team early in the year.
I saw they played Scott or something.
Start beat them.
Start, yeah.
They might have played Scott too and beat them.
Start.
They did play Start and lose.
Okay.
That's behind you. Excuse me, sir.
Yep. Get over here.
You know, if we play like this,
We can beat Perkins.
they're not as good in their skill positions as they've been.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We take pride in introducing the pride of Tiffin Columbian High School, the 2025 edition of our Marching 120, the Tiffin Columbian Band, Flag, Dance, and Major Ed Squad. Our band is under the direction of Mr. Michael Meadows and Assistant Director Mr. Samuel Burlican. Our Flag, Dance, and Major Ed Squad are under the direction of Mrs. Danielle Blues, assisted by Danielle Williams and Brooke Turner. Our drumline coach is Nora Zern. We begin our halftime show this evening with a drill to a 2007 hit by the Canadian rock band Finger 11. This song received high airplay in both the United States and Canada. It was performed in 2007 on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. Here it comes, Finger 11's Paralyzer.
That was pretty good last week when Bellevue we were on the field together.
Yeah.
dad runs it. Yeah, they've been up there the last couple of weeks getting food.
Everyone knows our marching 120 loves to boogie down and dance. Part of our being a fun band for tonight, we will travel back to 2006. The group is the American rock band OK Go. This piece garnered some Billboard acclaim, but what made it really famous was its music video. Since its debut to date, it's been watched over 67 million times. The band performing and dancing on 8 treadmills. So we'll dance too, but on the field. Here it goes again.
Yeah, the middle ones are spicy. The middle container.
I got 2 of these.
So, I don't know, did they figure out what Derek's daughter did to his knee? His daughter's a senior, her knee played volleyball. She's on flag, so she's on the one with the Letterman jacket down there on the sideline standing. She's hurt.
I didn't know that.
What's that? His daughter's good at track. Derek's daughter. She's a good sprinter.
Nula wants to come to it. I don't know where he goes. He's taking care of the kids in the back.
Is that his principal duty?
Yeah.
Years old, could not stand the band to do this. Never been able to.
My daughter's all 3 played the band.
Oh, I like listening to them. I don't like watching them dance.
Final selection for this halftime show brings back our middle school band to the field. We're thrilled to have them join us tonight for their first time on the field. That being said, the title would have us looking for maybe Frank Sinatra. But this isn't about moving a rubber tree plant. This beat comes from a 2018 hit by the American pop rock group Panic at the Disco.
I got one more spicy.
Top hit, and we'll make it a hit now with I Hope.
Girls, Mexico Valley News had like 89 girls. So I worked 7-hole and downhill par 3. If they went to brick, there was a drop area, and so.
They ran down into the creek?
So I hid behind that tree there. Very first girl. One drink of water. Stone. Can't find it. The only girl all day they hit it in the creek. One girl hit it over the creek. Most of the girls couldn't even hit it. It was ground ball through the creek. There was one birdie there. Like 11.9, so you had to get one hole
Gibsonburg in the second quarter against Willard, 61-0. Willard is so bad anymore, everything.
They were bad, and then they kind of have a resurgence of basketball.
Yeah, they had a really good kid. Graduated a couple of years ago. Went to Ashland to play. He was a lefty. I forget his name, but yeah. But football, they've been awful for a while in football.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are Tiffin Columbian marching 120, flag, dance, major red squad, and our future proud marchers.
From school fields to business fronts, NLS Professional Grounds brings your vision to life with precision field painting, game lines, custom logos, even giant flags. Perfect for sports events or standing out in a big way. Crisp, clean, and built to impress. Make your mark. Call NLS Professional Grounds today. Make sure to check out this week's edition of the Heart of Ohio Sports Observer by Josh Morgret on heartofohiosports.com. The barn is back, and so is the fun. Starting September 20th, explore RIEHM's famous corn maze. Meet friendly barnyard animals and make memories that last all season long. Barnyard fun runs through October 26th, so don't miss it. At RIEHM's Produce Farm, where fun grows. Find out more at funacres.net. Get to know the faces that bring you the best in sports, life, and everything in between. It's the Pulse Podcast. Every Monday at 7 o'clock on YouTube. Only on Heart of Ohio Sports. Discover your passion for music at Forte Music in Tiffin. Whether you're looking for lessons, instruments, or accessories, Forte Music offers everything you need to take your sound to the next level. From beginners to experienced musicians, they've got you covered with expert guidance and top quality gear. Forte Music, where music lives. More than just a game, this is Heart of Ohio Sports.
The one thing that we love more than the roar of a Harley-Davidson is the roar of the crowd on game day. That's why Joe Bailiff's Route 30 Harley-Davidson is proud to partner with the Bowling Green State University Falcons and be the official bike to lead the team onto the field. Don't forget to ride out to your favorite tailgate this season and cheer on the Falcons to victory. We'll catch you on down the road at Joe Bailiff's Route 30 Harley-Davidson. Walk in, ride out.
It's high school football right here on the pulse of the Buckeye State. More more than just a game. This is Heart of Ohio Sports.
Welcome to your Legacy Federal Credit Union, your trusted community credit union for over 70 years. We're not just a credit union, we're your personal financial counselor. Your Legacy Federal Credit Union is a full-service financial institution tailoring solutions to your needs. Whether it's your first home or planning for the future, we're here to help you find success. Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, a legacy built on trust, commitment, and community.
Your legacy.
It's time for high school football on Heart of Ohio Sports.
Welcome back. It's halftime. Almost over here, but halftime in Frost-Kalnow Stadium in Tiffin, Ohio. And it's the Columbian Tornadoes who have stormed out to a 28-7 lead over the Clyde Fliers. And one thing that really stands out so far tonight, and we got a kind of a preview here, player of the game coming up in about 2 quarters. Blake Miller, number 3 tonight, normally number 9. 3 catches, 3 touchdowns on the evening. Not a bad way to start the game.
I mean, if you're him, you can't. I mean,
you're speechless. I mean,
yeah,
that's all there is to it.
There's nothing you can say. That just you cannot write it up any better than you could right there. 3 catches, 3 touchdowns.
Blake Miller, 7 catches on the entire season. He's got 3 with 3 touchdowns tonight. So it's a pretty good boost in production for the young man right there. Here we go. All right, so Clyde, they get the ball back here in the second half, and they've got a little work to do. And, of course, when you start looking at their players and you start going through the spotlights, we had our VICEK orthodontic player spotlight on Adam Young coming into tonight. 130 carries, 585 on the season, 9 touchdowns. He's got the Flyers' lone touchdown of the evening as he was able to punch it in on their first drive of the afternoon. They haven't done anything since. It's been a fantastic defensive job by Tiffin, and they've been able to stop him. You see Lance rolling off to the right. He's going to be hit, taken down at 25. But this Flyers offense has kind of been AWOL ever since the first drive, and we've not seen this yet this season. But Tiffin, 21 points unanswered against this Clyde football team. So here we go, 2nd and 5 at the 25, and they're going to dump it off and incomplete as it's Greenslade, the intended receiver. He dropped it. That's all there is to it. That kind of a day.
I just can't do nothing about that, I guess. It's a quarterback there. It's just a drop ball.
Yeah. Lance put it right on his hands and unable to bring it in. So 3rd and 5 from the 25-yard line here. And you can see Lance in the shotgun, got movement there. And we'll see, Flowling was the one in motion. And this is something that you see a flag over here by Coach. He's not happy. I think the flag might be on him. I don't know.
Charlie.
Yeah, we did Charlie there. But Coach Lutz, unhappy in every way, shape, and form, and flag is going to be on Tiffin as they get spotted a few yards. That's Tiffin's 5th penalty tonight, and if there's one Achilles heel, it's been penalties, and they had 8 each of the last 2 weeks. They got 5 tonight, and that's something that Coach Lutz even said he's worked to address throughout the week. All right, Lance rolling to his right. He's got space. He's going to take off and run. Stuck, hit hard, falls.
Still going.
Forward. Yeah, he's still moving. I think they're going to mark forward motion at the 38-yard line.
Wow, what a acting class by number 52. Oh, we got to be able to get a replay on this. Look how he sold it. Watch how high he goes flying when he gets touched by one of these Columbian players. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, it just ended.
No.
Yeah, okay, so second and okay, so this is going to be personal foul on Tiffin, their 2nd consecutive penalty here on this drive. They're 6th overall, and it's a big one as it's a 15-yarder. And look, that's the second giveaway. That's what it is there. It's just a giveaway.
Yeah, fortunately for Columbian, it hasn't hurt them yet, but when you get into tighter games than this, and those penalties kill you.
Look, you got Perkins coming into town next week, and Perkins, you got to win tonight. You got to finish, but Perkins, that could be an SBC showdown. It's literally, there's only 5 teams there playing. You beat Clyde tonight, that's a win. You beat Perkins. Right now, you're the only 2 teams with an undefeated SBC record.
Yeah.
You're the champs, and you're in the playoffs.
That's what they got to do.
You can't do this kind of stuff against Perkins.
No, not at all. It would not be even remotely the same score if this is the same thing as what they would do against Perkins. So
3rd and 3 from the 45-yard line here. Clyde is driving after getting some support from a couple of penalties, and you see number 28, Young, working his way up, and he's pretty close. It depends on the spot. I see one. It looks like he might have it. First down, Clyde. Yes, indeed. Number 28, Adam Young, able to get it.
Oh, wait. No, they didn't give it to him.
Okay.
He said first down, but somebody else held.
I saw the motion. All right, they're going to say it's 4th and inches. So the official on our side of the field
he was calling
pointed.
over, yeah.
Yeah, but the ball was on the other side, and they said not so fast there, Charlie. This motion stuff kind of, it still catches me off guard. It's like they want to go right now. I'm waiting for them to snap it immediately. And Lance,
push.
First down and more as he pushes his way up to the 27. All right, it is now a first down.
There
we can officially say it's now a first down after Lance nearly just runs right through the offense and defensive lines.
Maybe they got to go back to that more because I feel like he is a great playmaker for them once he gets in space. Ball's out.
Okay, so ball is out. Young, the ball carrier, had it, and who gets it? Columbian gets it, and it's Seiss, number 2, Mason Seiss, who had the ball.
Or is that 3?
Or is that 3?
Is that Miller?
It looked. It's kind of bunched up. They're saying Miller in the background here.
I think it might have been him. I think it was Miller. Wow.
So Miller, fumble recovery. Add that to your ledger. 3 touchdowns and now a fumble recovery. And Tiffin gets the ball back after Adam Young coughs it up just as the Flyers were starting to make things interesting down in the red zone. All right, 1st and 10 from the 18 here. And this is going to be Seiss right up here. And he's going to be stopped at the line. Man, I hate to just proclaim it because we still have a lot of time, but you might need to run down there and tackle Miller and not let him get away.
I don't know if I can let him get up to the bell again. I don't know if I can chase him up those stairs. It was hard enough trying to get Kirshner that first game, man.
Gooding going deep, and his intended receiver, Bremeyer, no good. And that'll bring up 3rd down for Tiffin.
Just past his hands there.
So very timely turnover here by the Tiffin defense, and they have done an outstanding job tonight against this Clyde Fliers offense.
And you'd think it'd be the opposite way with the offense having 21 or 28 up on the scoreboard, but man, this Columbian defense has just put a chokehold on the Flyers offense.
Yeah, absolutely. Trying to find as Gooding throws the ball, another incomplete pass. Bremeyer, the intended receiver, or actually a Sice there. You can see on the screen. So it's going to be 4th down. They're going to have to punt the ball back. Keep looking for some season averages here for Clyde, and I'm not sure if we've got anywhere. There you go.
On
Jacob is on it. He is Johnny on the spot here. So Clyde, about 25 points a night there, but they allow 32. So Clyde well under their offensive average. I imagine, look at those turnovers, though, 13. You now need to add another one on there, 14. That's their problem there, turnovers. And Tiffin, they get a big one there, but their offense been huge all night long. So, yeah, check that out. All right, and it's going to be Greenslade who gets it, and it's going to be taken down at the 45-yard line.
You got to contribute 13 of those turnovers, or 10 of the 13 turnovers are interceptions.
Yeah, you're right. You mentioned that earlier. So it's just kind of a crazy thing. You know, just imagine if Clyde took all those turnovers away, what would their season look like? They started off terrible at the beginning of the season. Coach Lutz was like, you look at the first 3 games, last 3 games, that's 2 different teams.
It's night and day.
So imagine if they clean some of that inefficiency up. This could be a scary good team.
Especially the way their offense runs. A lot of feints, always keeping the defense on their toes here.
Yeah. Here we go. Lance, he's going to run it, and I'm really impressed with number 15, Jonathan Lance. He's been able to really run the ball well next to Adam Young right there all night long.
Give him the ball. Give him the ball in some space. Let him work.
Yeah, just very impressive.
Once he gets going, he's pretty quick.
Yeah. Our NLS professional grounds first down of the half here as they nearly got, they got him.
There we go.
Tiffin jump. The flag is official, top of the screen right there.
Find it, Emma.
Yeah.
He picked it up too quick.
Yep. It's going to be penalty number 7. And, we had talked about earlier, is this a gimmick, that hard count and changing the play? And at least here it paid off.
It worked out for him there. And, a 1st and 5 is way better than a 1st and 10.
And last drive, they got 2 huge penalties as well. Mm-hmm. They just got to finish. 1st and 5 from the 38 here for Clyde. It is 28-7. Tiffin with a 3-score lead. Lance looking left, dumps it off. And it's going to be number 5, Flowling with the catch. Nowhere to go.
Should have just kept that ball in his back pocket. I don't even know if I can throw that. Threw into a sea of, I'd say camo jerseys, but I think just gold helmets.
Young with a quick carry, and he's getting close to the 1st down marker. We're not going to pay attention to the official on our side. He doesn't know what he's doing down there. But
nothing against stripes on our side.
Yeah,
it was one play.
The back judge marks it about half a yard short, and it's going to be Young again. 1st down and a little bit more as he's on a redemption tour. Of course, it was number 28 who coughed it up on that last drive, gave it back to Tiffin, and you see him pick up a 1st down for Clyde.
Good couple jump cuts. You can see on this instant replay brought by CLOUSE Construction. Big jump cut here, makes a man miss.
Young, about 600 yards on the season, and that's coming into tonight's contest as Lance passes the ball, and it's going to be Crockett who gets a catch finally here. He had a catch right at the beginning of the game, dropped 4 straight, and then he finally gets that one there. So he's been targeted often, just not able to get it going there for Clyde. So second, and there's a flag down on the field. It looks like it's going to be a false start, so not on Tiffin this time. It'll go to the Flyers. That's their second penalty on the night.
Emma got the shot.
Yeah.
That's one thing that can come back and haunt you is you do so many of those hard counts, every once in a while there might be one time where they don't hear the right count and they jump. That's the bad thing about it.
2nd and 8 after the penalty here. Flyers are at the 26-yard line. 6 minutes, 43 seconds left in the third quarter, and they have a 3-score deficit here. They're going to hand it off to number 3, Mullins. And Mullins is going to be taken down around the 19-yard line. So he might be half a yard short again. And they're going to be quick up to the line. Lance takes it immediately, gives it to Mullins, who's hit behind the line.
Who was that?
I don't think he got it.
Somebody came flying in on that.
I see Kirshner there getting up.
I can't tell. It was either Newman or Kirshner, I think. I'm thinking it was Newman.
One of those guys.
I see Newman coming off the edge there. Oh, no, somebody through the middle.
It was one of the linebackers.
Yeah, somebody came right up through the middle, untouched.
Great job, Tiffin defense here, as they're able to push Mullins back 2 yards. It is now 4th and 2 from the 20-yard line, and the Clyde Fliers are going for it. Clyde has not been in the end zone since the first drive of the game. Last time they were down here, they fumbled it away. Let's see what they can do. You see 28 in the back joining Lance, and you've got Flowling kind of motioning, and they're going to take a timeout after all that dancing around down there. All right, hey, Brendon, this is a big one here. Clyde needs points. They got to start now.
If they don't get here, it's going to be tough to be able to come back from that deficit late in this game. Definitely big down here.
4th and 2 coming at you here in moments. We've got our timeout down on the field. Brought to you by Joe Bailiff's Route 30 Harley-Davidson. See that fancy motorcycle scroll around along the bottom of the screen there? And, it's a beaut. You a motorcycle guy?
No, I was about to say, I'm not a motorcycle guy. Maybe you are, but.
I always tell my wife when I'm going to buy a Vespa.
Vespa?
Vespa. It's not quite the kind of machine that Joe Bailiff's sells, but I don't know. It'd kind of be fun. And then I realized, I'm a wimp.
Maybe we can get you an e-bike or something.
There we go. And actually, one of the scooters. I'm all over that, yeah.
Get you some nice LED lights on there.
That's right. I am a scooter machine.
You can cruise that back and forth through your job, right?
Well, not really. It might take me a little while to get there. So 4th and 2 coming at you. It's going to be Young. First down, Flyers. That's right. Yep. Adam Young holds on to it here. First down for Clyde. And that's a huge conversion, one that they needed. See him just power right in there on the right.
Just got blockers out in front of him and made just enough space.
He might have gotten a few more yards had he not tripped. And another, I don't know if it's false start or it's something. It's timeout Tiffin. Yeah, timeout Tiffin. Right before they got the snap off, and you saw Coach Lutz running out there as well to make sure the official knew what was up. 5:27 left in the third quarter here. Clyde is driving, and it's looking good here. We should give our own shout out here for our RIEHM's Red Zone. Guys, it is Friday Night Frosties. That's right, Friday Night Frosties are here thanks to Heart of Ohio Sports and Wendy's. Show your game ticket by Monday. Either print it online or bring it in person, and you score a free small Frosty with a purchase. That's Friday Night Frosties, brought to you by Wendy's and Heart of Ohio Sports. Again, bring that ticket in, score a free Frosty, just like the Flyers are hoping to score the football.
Well said.
There we go. I want a Frosty now, gentlemen. I like the vanilla ones, personally. It's just, I don't know.
I don't have no comment.
You dip your fries in there?
Now we're talking.
Okay, you're a fried dipping kind of Frosty guy.
Yeah.
Bring your ticket in, and you can do that, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. All right, great defensive stop there by Tiffin, as it was number 40, Cecil, who got his arm out there and knocked it away.
That's a pretty athletic play for a linebacker there to be recovering that. I don't know if it was a wide receiver, tight end, but coming around the edge across the field and be able to make a diving play to swat that ball away.
2nd and 10 from the 13-yard line. Flyers are working it here, dumping it off, and it's going to be number 1, Greenslade, in for the score. Touchdown, Clyde. That's right, Joel Greenslade punches it in, and just like that, Clyde shrunk it down to a 2-score lead. And that's what they needed. They needed to finish, and they were able to. As you see our CLOUSE replay, great pitch and catch and great athletic moves as he gets around 3 defenders for the score there.
Just a little bubble out, get your wide receivers on those DBs, and just made the first guy miss on a bad wrap-up, and then made the second guy miss on a bad wrap-up.
So this is the second time we've seen the holder kicked out. So first it was Tiffin, and the backup holder came in. Now it's Clyde, the backup holder coming in. It's kind of a crazy thing that you don't see every time. PAT is going to be up, and it's good. So it's now 28-14. Tiffin 2-score lead, but Clyde got the points that they needed.
I have to look into what is going on with the backup holders, but I've never.
That is a wild thing.
I am not sure what is going on with that.
Of all the people that you pay attention to down on the field, the holder is probably the last person I'm looking at.
Exactly.
And consecutive PATs, we've seen them kicked out of the game, and the backup has had to come out there.
And I could not tell you why. That is why I am not down there in black pants and stripes.
All right, 28-14. We've got a ball game here, gentlemen, as Clyde is clawing their way back into this one. And now it's up to Tiffin as the Tornadoes need to come up with a huge drive here to melt this clock away and get those points back.
Yeah, I mean, did their job, made Clyde really earn that first drive there.
Definitely.
Took a lot of time off the clock. I mean, it favors them a little bit, but obviously give it the score isn't what you'd like at the end of that.
Tiffin had rattled off 21 unanswered points until that last drive by the Flyers. They were able to punch it in and get the score. And here you have it. Tiffin is going to have pretty good field position up to the 40-yard line. So they've only got to go 60 yards. And it's number 12, Kyrian Arias, the sophomore who has the return there. And let's see what they come up with. And for me, at least, the story of the game here has been number 2, Mason Seitz. He's gotten all the carries so far for Tiffin.
It's gotten all the carries, but all the glory goes to Miller.
No doubt. 3 catches, 3 touchdowns, and a fumble recovery. Not a bad night at the office. All right, here we go. Seitz off to the right side, up to the 45-yard line. Strong gain on first down.
Tell you what, Miller's making my job easy.
You just have to catch him now.
Yeah.
That's it.
I got to find him.
No pressure?
That might be a tougher task than being up here calling this game. I think trying to find the player after the game might be the hardest.
Did the player of the game last week run away from you? Or no, that was Eric. Okay, so
that was Eric.
Yeah, Eric was down here, and the player of the game literally ran away from him and went into the locker room. So we didn't get to see him as Gooding is sacked. That's right, it's sacked by number 8, Hector Garza. And that one hurts. If you're Flyers, that's what you need, because now it's going to be a 3rd and long. So a 10-yard loss after a huge sack by Garza. And now if you're Tiffin, you got got to make up for this.
I'd like to see where they go here. Did they go back to attack in the middle of the field? Or did they try to play conservative here and let one of your running backs or wide receivers make a play out the backfield?
3rd and 15 from the 35-yard line. Gooding looking to pass, throws it, and he's got Russell. And is it enough? I think he's short. He's about 2, maybe 3 yards short, and there's another flag. The flag came late. Of course, they were trying to spot the ball. I'm not sure what's going on. The line judge, who was walking out to where the ball spot was, you see him, his back turned to us.
I think it's
he
on
threw
Clyde.
the flag.
Might be offsetting, I'm hearing, but I think it was on Clyde first.
Well, Tiffin's clapping, so
there we go. It's
yeah.
on offsetting.
So you've got one flag down on the field. At the moment, Russell, you see it right here, and it might have been what he was saying, not what he did, because Russell caught the ball, pushed out of bounds, and I bet that's what it was.
Yeah.
The Clyde defender was
also
jabbering.
it's not offsetting, so now they're just straight up giving it to him.
So it looks like number 26, Julius Morissette, the defensive back at the bottom of your screen, was jawing with Russell, and that was the penalty there. So huge penalty gives Tiffin a first down and great field position at the 38.
I go right back at him here.
Absolutely.
Make him earn it.
1st and 10 at the 42, or the 38. Seiss going to take it off to the left side. He's going to be taken down after a short gain. 2nd and long for Tiffin. Tiffin's got a 2-score lead. Looking at 3.5 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter. And they're trying to respond after the Flyers marched down the field and punched it in for another score. And this is the kind of momentum maintaining drive that Tiffin wants and needs. 2nd and 8 from the 40, or 34. Going deep. Russell. Got it.
And what'd I tell you?
Touchdown, Russell, as he kind of slowly walks into the end zone and looks at the defender. And just like that, it's a 3-score game. Watch this replay. Watch how he slowly slides into the end zone. Check that out. Talk about gamesmanship. You say go back to him. Check this out. Look at it. He's like, I got you.
Yep.
I got you.
Not to
nice.
Not to toot my own horn, but I might. Maybe I do need to go down there and put a headset on. Right back to him. Gives enough space, and I mean, we give a lot of credit to these wide receivers, people catching these touchdowns, but man, Gooding puts it on the money. If you're there, he puts it on the money.
You know, we've seen him have rough days. So the Norwalk game, he had a really hard time getting into a rhythm and connecting. But when he's in a rhythm, he's outstanding. And you see that right there. He's in a rhythm right now because guess who's back? Mason Seitz, and he takes a lot of pressure off of number 1.
And that's the exact drill when we had talked to Coach Lutz before the game that he sat there throwing was just those fades, getting his guy going on a straight route and getting that spiral down the field to him. And that was none other than what he worked on for those 10 minutes that we'd watch him right before the game.
And Russell, he had a really bad game last week. They targeted him 3 times, and he had 3 drops. Great to see him come out tonight. He's got a couple of catches and then a huge 34-yard touchdown right there to boot. It's kind of weird seeing somebody other than Blake Miller score touchdowns tonight, guys. It is. I mean, Blake Miller has scored so many of them. We almost forget to say somebody else's name.
They might have gave him the night off.
Yeah. Like, hey, you did enough. You did good. All right, there you go. And Clyde's going to take it up to the 25-yard line there, and that's where we're going to see this Clyde offense. And they've got their work cut out for them as Blake Beebe brings it up there for the Flyers. And hey, guys, I don't know. Who are you looking at more on this drive? Are you looking at the Tiffin defense? How did they respond? They had a great stretch there, keeping the Flyers in check. You're looking at them and how they respond, or are you looking at the Flyers to see if they can keep the momentum?
Tough question. I think that, oh man, Somebody just came and hit the window with one of those. I think they're throwing them out. The
football?
cheerleader's got an arm.
Somebody signed that cheerleader up. As a huge stop by the defense there. And guess who, guys?
Guess
Blake
who?
Miller. Blake Miller, huge tackle for loss. Somebody needs to sign that cheerleader up for quarterback.
Yeah, I'm up here throwing my hands up, hoping she can make it up through the glass.
I bet she's a softball player.
I just saw it just fly 10 feet over our head.
Doink. All right, 2nd and 11 after a nice stop by Miller. And it's going to be Lance who rolls off to the right side, still looking, throws it away, incomplete. That'll be a 3rd down coming up, 3rd and long for the Flyers. Lance just had nowhere to go with that one.
No, I don't know if it's a coverage sack or if it's the D-line, but, man, this defense is looking great. Lots of pressure on this QB, lots of rolling out, not really be able to sit in the pocket much.
So 3rd and 11 from the 25-yard line. We've got 2 minutes, 18 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, and Tiffin has a 35-14 lead over the Flyers. The Flyers' big 3rd down coming up here. Let's see what they can come up with. Lance looks to his right, steps up, slings it in there, bounces off the pads of his receiver, and right there, Crockett unable to bring it in. And we've seen that a few times tonight where Crockett has just dropped the ball.
I think that's the first time we've really been able to see Lance put a little bit of sauce on the ball.
He did.
That was a bullet.
I agree. He had that deep ball, just kind of lofted it up there.
Yeah.
A couple drives ago. But, yeah, you're right. 4th down here, 4th and 11. And, they've tried this hard count against Tiffin before. It's worked once. That's about it so far tonight. But I don't think Tiffin's – they're going all the way. Here we go. Lance throws it. And he is intercepted, almost intercepted. It's probably a good thing that he didn't catch it because they get better field position. But the Tiffin defense holds fast here and gets the turnover on downs. Great job by the defense.
If I'm him, I'm running back to the sideline, and I'm just pleading that I dropped it on purpose.
Yeah, it was Egbert, the defensive back, and he looked like he wanted it.
That's a rough one.
But it's better that he didn't get it.
Definitely. He'll be glad that in the moment he dropped it, but he's going to go home and definitely
30-yard swing.
I think he's definitely going to be hurting after that one.
I meant to.
I swear.
So great awareness. That's what it is. So 1st and 10 from the 25 as the Flyers went for it on 4th and 11, came up empty, and now Tiffin has a chance to really pour it on. Here we go. Seitz to Briemeyer. Briemeyer's got some space. He's running. 20, 10. Is he in? Touchdown, Tiffin! Number 17, Johnny Briemeyer, 25-yard lateral, and just like that, Tiffin lays it right on top.
Just pouring it on there, and what a play call here because they have ran that formation so many times, just getting that running back off the edge. And I think Gooding had really made that play sell just the way every time he hands that ball off, he's getting out to the outside, making it look like it's going to be a fake. And every time they're not biting, and then you finally get them, and it's a big play for a touchdown.
PAT up and good, 42-14.
Give credit to Gooding on that, too, because he got out there and laid out a block for him as well.
Yeah. Wow. So who do we watch more? The defense here. They come up huge, stop the Flyers on a major 4th down, and then one play later, 10 seconds later, Johnny Briemeyer takes the pitch, 25 yards to the house. Touchdown, Tiffin. It's now 42-14.
That's just a masterclass by Columbian here. Those 2 blemishes, the 2 touchdowns. We can give them up if you want to put up 42 on the scoreboard, right?
I want to make sure we thank all of our sponsors here at Heart of Ohio Sports. So many to mention. I know I'm going to get cut off here because they're about to kick it away, but we're going to say it anyways. Thank you very much for sponsoring us all season long. XCARET, Hope and Fostoria, Your Legacy, CLOUSE, NLS Professional Grounds, UIS Insurance, Benchwarmers, VICEK, Drawn to the Surface, RIEHM Produce, Joe BAYLIFF'S, Route 30 Harley-Davidson, YANICH Oral Surgery and Dental Implants. We're going to come back to the second half. There's more. That's just half of them as the kick goes out of bounds right there. So the Flyers are going to get the ball back. And we want to make sure we thank FORTE, who was a kind sponsor for the Marching Band show. Ohio Army National Guard, who is sponsoring the camo jerseys here. Very lucky jerseys. FEASEL'S, BUCKEYE IT, PLASONITE, 3D Printing, STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic Ink, Advantage Overhead Doors, Simonis Detailing, First National Bank of Sycamore, Edward Jones Offices of Tiffin, Wagner Flower Shop and Greenhouse, Wendy's, and CLOUSE. Thank you very much for sponsoring Heart of Ohio Sports all season long. Man, that list just gets longer, guys.
I swear it does. It gets longer and longer every week.
There you have it. All right. First and 10 from the 35-yard line. It's going to be Young who carries the ball up for about 8 yards. And Flyers, they got to get moving. All right. This is a big-time deficit. They got to start putting up some points. And they have no room for error if they want to claw back into this. Lance rolls to his left, steps up, tucks it in, runs. Oh, goodness gracious. Who was that? 68 absolutely decked him. That's Garneau, Mason Garneau. Not his normal number, but doesn't matter. Same result. And kaboom! Check that out. Pop! Those are the kind of hits you lay at home dreaming of, gentlemen, as Young gets another carry there. Wow, yeah, let's look at this again.
Just doesn't see him, comes from behind.
Garneau from the back, pop. You just see his head jerk back. What a hit by Garneau. 1 minute left in the third quarter. It's 2nd and 4 from the 48-yard line. Flyers need some points. Lance pump fakes, tucks it, runs. He's got a first down. He's going to be hit by a couple of defenders, but that'll move the chains. Man, like you could almost see as he got the first down, he kind of stopped and winced because he's been hit so many different times tonight. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line here. Lance tosses it up to Greenslade. Greenslade, who had a touchdown catch on the last drive, picks up about 5 yards on this catch. 2nd down as they're starting to hurry things up now. 23 seconds, and the officials are calling an official timeout. I'm not sure what they're doing. I think they're telling the band to get away. So, yeah, it was all directed at the band. They've got those extra 8th graders down there. You can really hear the difference. So,
credit to them, I guess.
2nd and 4.
Crowd loved that one.
As they throw it.
Crowd loved that one, man. Everybody in the background loved that one.
3rd and 1 from the 37-yard line.
You can sleep happy tonight after that one.
I've been dreaming all season about saying that one, and I can rest easy. You get the rest of the game, gentlemen.
It's going to put the headset down and walk out now.
1st down for the Flyers here. And third quarter comes to an end. It's Tiffin Columbian 42, Clyde 14. 4th quarter's coming at you here on Heart of Ohio Sports.
Get to know the faces that bring you the best in sports, life, and everything in between. It's the Pulse Podcast. Every Monday at 7 o'clock on YouTube. Only on Heart of Ohio Sports. At VICEK Orthodontics, they're all about creating confident, healthy smiles for every age. Dr. VICEK and the team use the latest techniques to make your orthodontic journey comfortable and effective. Discover the difference of personalized care and a smile you'll be proud to show off. Schedule your consultation with VICEK Orthodontics today. More than just a game, this is Heart of Ohio Sports. It's high school football right here on the pulse of the Buckeye State.
Welcome back to Tiffin, Ohio, here at Frost-Kalnow Stadium. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports. Brendon, Dominic here, and we've got Tiffin Tornadoes 42, Clyde 14. And it's been all Columbian all night. And here we have the Clyde Fliers. They're up to the 24-yard line. First down coming at you. And they're hoping to punch it in. Again, you've got Young with a touchdown in the first quarter, and then Greenslade with a touchdown catch on their last drive. So Flyers trying to make it interesting here. Lance, pressure, pump fake, hit. Did he get it away? He did. Incomplete as he is hit from behind, and that whole defensive line was on him. I saw number 72 Kirshner. I saw 68 Garno. They wanted to bring him down to the ground. Second and 10 from the 24-yard line. And let's see if this Tiffin defense can come up with another huge stop. They've got one turnover so far tonight. Let's see if they can find a way to get another one. Here we go. Lance looks to his left. And did he catch it? I'm not sure. Did he catch it? Did Greenslade hold on to it? They're giving it to him. Wow, Greenslade lays out. They're saying he got it. So Joel Greenslade, valiant effort to hold on to it. Let's see this. And he really laid out. And,
oh, wow.
It looked like it hit the ground. I don't know about that. We got a pretty good look. Anyways, 3rd and 6 after the quote-unquote catch from Greenslade.
Replay cannot confirm.
Yeah, well, it can confirm that he didn't have two hands on the ball.
Yeah, it can.
So, anyways, Young looks like he's got enough for a first down, gentlemen.
I'm thinking he got it.
And there's a flag on the field. The guys are jawing down there. Let's see who it's on now. So, if you're Clyde, you got to make sure that you don't allow the frustration to boil to the top. And if you're Tiffin, you got to keep your cool and just keep playing your game.
Mm-hmm.
And Judd Lutz, he's asking for an explanation here. It's on Tiffin. Unsportsmanlike conduct on Tiffin. That's their 8th penalty of the night, and let's see if we can figure out what it is. I'm not sure. What was it? Was it something that they said?
I think 68
had to be something he said.
was saying something to
Nobody
the
touched
player.
Young. Young was down there.
Yep.
And it came out right around that area, so it had to be something that was said. So there you go.
Garno was saying something to the
Garno said
offensive
something,
lineman.
absolutely. So 1st and goal from the 7-yard line after the unsportsmanlike penalty on Tiffin, their 8th of the night. And it's going to be number 3, Mullins, who gets the carry. He dives for the end zone, and he's in. Touchdown, Clyde, as the penalty leads to a score. And they're up to 20 points now. Mullins, great effort there.
Number 14. Who was number 14? Eric Cauble. That is 2 times now that they've ran to his way on that left side, and he is just sealing his man off and creating that edge for him.
That's what you want if you're a coach there. Great downfield blocking always. And it's blocked. PAT is blocked, so it's going to be 42-20 as Tiffin was all over it.
Luke Kirshner is what I'm hearing.
And you can see the, I can't tell who that one guy was. He had limped a little bit there.
Number 14.
Is that who it was? Sante Moore? Right in there, I'm blocking it. You can kind of see him at the bottom of the screen, kind of limping a little bit.
Yeah, I can't tell.
I
if it was
can't make it
13 or
out.
14.
Yeah. So with the blocked PAT, it's 42-20. Still a 3-score game, but we saw Clyde go for it on 4th and 11. I think they're going to kick an onside. Is that a safe assumption? I mean, it's the 4th quarter. You've only got so many opportunities.
Exactly.
10 minutes, 47 seconds left. So it looks like they're lining up for the onside. Tiffin's preparing for that anyway, so you got your hands team out here. And you can see that bunch formation at the top of the screen. So I imagine the ball's going to go over there in that direction at the top of the field on the far side here. So let's see what they come up with. And there it is, high bounce. It's going to be caught immediately by Tiffin. Not even a competitive little play there. So it's going to be number 12, Arias, who catches it immediately. Great job by the Tiffin special teams. Usually, if you're kicking the ball, you want to spike up at a certain point, and they just didn't get any kind of a bounce on it. Worked out for Tiffin as they scooped it up immediately, and now they're looking at first down and right at midfield here at the 49-yard line.
Ready to run this clock out and go home with a victory.
No doubt. Tiffin, they with the loss last week, sitting at 500, 4-4 on the season, and hoping to make that 5-4. With a victory tonight, they'll remain undefeated in SBC play, which is the good news there, which means that next week against Perkins, it's for everything.
And that's we won't look too far ahead. There's still a quarter left, but you'd like to say that their sights are slowly turning towards next Friday with season on the line, conference on the line, big game, and guess what? We will be there.
We will be there.
We will be there.
Yeah. We asked Coach Lutz, hey, are you thinking playoffs? And he kind of smiled and laughed, and it's one of those things you hate to talk about, but he's like, yeah, every day's playoffs. Got to win today. Well, right now they've got the lead as Seitz takes the handoff for a short loss, and it'll be 3rd and 13 from the 47-yard line here for Tiffin. .9:30 left in the game. 2 timeouts for each side, something to keep in mind. But 9:24 now. 3rd and 13 coming at you here in a moment. Tiffin, 3-score lead as they've been able to do some great work all around on every phase. Here we go, Gooding, passing, got it. First down, Tiffin. That's right, Russell catches it. First down. Bounce back game for number 5. He's got a couple of catches, a touchdown. And he's really starting to come back into form and do some work as it's back and forth between him and that defender. And you see, just goes up and gets it.
Just gave his receiver a chance.
Yeah.
Ball's on the money.
Confidence-boosting game for number 5 down there. Rough go at it last week, but will not be denied this week. And you see why he's such a leader in the passing game right there. 1st and 10 from the 39, 8:30 left in the game. Going to give it to Seitz, who's going to be taken down at the 38, 2nd down. Make sure you guys stay tuned here. We're going to have our post-game show coming at you, brought to you by Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. About 8 minutes. We're going to have to find our player of the game, and, of course, we have got the fan of the game coming at you, too. So Jacob has got some fun stuff tuned up for us, and we'll have all of that coming to you here in the next 8 minutes or so, as Tiffin's got a 42-20 lead. And they're looking to add to it as Seitz breaks it out, taken out inside the 25. And, man, kind of hit that side.
I wasn't down there practicing.
He got out of the way. He knows what's up. Yeah, our fan of the game is, we already have him. And we're just not going to tell you yet. But our fan of the game brought to you by YANICH Oral Surgery and Dental Implants. Coming at you any minute here. And, of course, our player of the game brought to you by Benchwarmers. So you got to make sure you stick around for our post-game show. Find out all about those two things. Again, Benchwarmers bringing you the player of the game. YANICH Oral Surgery and Dental Implants with our fan of the game. Minutes away. 2nd and 10 at the 24 here. Tiffin using all the clock that they can. No rush at all for them. They've got a 3-score lead. And if they keep playing like they are here right now, they might have a 4-score lead.
Yeah, bleeding the clock. That's all you can do here. Stay in your comfort zone, bleed the clock, and go home with a victory, and then look forward to Perkins next week.
Play clock at 3. Sights with the carry. Right up the middle. Up to the 16-yard line. Mason Sights having a game. So just keep an eye on that play clock. It's at 30 seconds on the play clock. They've been snapping it right around 5-6 seconds. So they're going to use every bit of this next 30 seconds, which will bring us down to around 6 minutes. And if they just keep doing this, it's like 4 minutes left, and Clyde has no time whatsoever.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
Nothing. Our RIEHM's red zone view of the night right here. 3rd and 3 from the 16. Sights takes the carry right up the middle. Inside the 15.
It's going to be close.
And they're going to give him a first down.
Now, hold on. This line judge says he got it. I think they do got it this time.
I think they're going to actually give it to him. Yeah, it's going to be a first down. Tiffin. And, we'll have to try to find some of those final stats for Sights, but he's having a pretty good game. He missed 3 games there in the middle of the season. Came back last week, shared the carries, but he's taken all of them tonight, and he's looked good. 1st and 10. Sights. Carry again. Going to be taken down right around that 10-yard line, maybe the 11. Short gain. 2nd down, Tiffin.
They're going to take this down to about 4:30.
Yeah.
And they're just
They are in no
is
rush.
Just gashing runs just over and over and taking down the clock.
Clyde's still got 2 timeouts, but obviously now's not the time to use them.
I don't think they help you at all with the way they're running the ball here.
No, not at all. 2nd and 7. Sights the carry. He's going to be hit at the line. Maybe a yard on the gain. 3rd down. 4th down territory? You're going for it all the way, right?
Yeah. I don't need to score a touchdown here.
It's all about the clock.
Yeah, I don't need to score a touchdown. If I could get the ball right at the marker, 1 or 2 yard line, I can just coast out.
Take an extra 30 off, and even if they get it at the 5, that's 95 yards.
Yeah, take a knee or 2, and then you can go for it on 3rd down, so you can go put it in.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they're in no rush right now to give that ball back to the Clyde offense.
And they still have a chance to get a first down if they make it up to the 3-yard line.
Yep.
So you get up to the 3-yard line, you can do exactly what you said, kneel it.
Mm-hmm. Got him to jump.
I think there's a timeout. Yeah, Tiffin timeout. So 3 minutes, 50 seconds left in the ball game. Tiffin has a 42-20 lead over Clyde. Coach Lutz doesn't like something, calls a timeout. Your Joe Bailiff, Route 30 Harley-Davidson timeout of the night here. And there's a lot to take in here, but overall, Tiffin has looked pretty good. Rounded into that postseason form, maybe?
Let's hope. Let's hope. I mean, they've played all aspects of the game of football except for being disciplined with those 8 flags. I mean, without those 8 flags, this game might be able to be more of a 42-7, 42-14 type of game. You know, squeak in a touchdown there with that big break in the first drive.
So get this, just looking at the stat sheet here, Clyde, all right, with this loss coming up here, they are probably outside the playoff picture looking in. I think that's a fair assessment. They've made the playoffs each of the last 12 years.
Wow.
12 years in a row. And during that, in 2019, they had a state championship. So this has been a pretty great football program. And, you know, if you add it up, 2012, as they throw it to the end zone, Clyde, they did not make the playoffs in 2012. Otherwise, it would have been 14 consecutive years.
That's crazy.
Of making the playoffs. That is a really, really great run.
And unfortunately, it comes to an end here.
It certainly is looking more and more like it here as we're down to 3 minutes and 46 seconds, and 4th and 6 coming up to you. Tiffin. And they are going to use every second of the clock. So here they are. And it's Miller in motion. They're going to go to the end zone.
Oh.
Did he get it? Russell,
wow.
I don't think he got. They give it to
wow.
him. Touchdown, Russell.
I'm not sure.
I don't think he got his feet in. We have to have that replay here.
I'll tell you what, shout out to the offensive coordinator giving him 2 chances to try to prove himself to this cornerback that's just been a
He
dog.
caught the ball, but I don't think he got his feet in. Check this.
Oh, wow. Oh, he might have got it in.
He might have got one.
Wow.
He might have got one. Let's take another look at this. Our CLOUSE construction instant replay.
I think he got that foot in right at the end.
What an outstanding
wow,
play. Yes, he
what
did.
a play.
His left foot just inside the line. Touchdown, Tiffin. It is 49-20 after the PAT is converted, and that's got to be one of the best catches we've seen all season.
Like I said, shout out to the offensive coordinator for giving him a shot, not on just 3rd down, but 4th down as well. Just the only read was to the left side of the field, just to give him that ball.
And with that touchdown catch, that is Russell's 2nd touchdown of the night here. And that's the kind of performance that you like to see here. And let me see if I can find it here. Russell had 4 touchdowns coming into tonight, and he adds 2 more on top of that. Man, everybody is eating. No crumbs left, gentlemen.
Well, we have a sec. We'll do our YANICH fan of the game right now, and it is Maddie Ritchie here in the middle with a group of friends. She got the creature feature cape on there, so good job, Brendon, finding her. And just, you know, high school things, Friday night, hanging out with your group of friends and having a good time. And Maddie's our YANICH oral surgery and dental implants fan of the game.
Congratulations, Maddie, on being the fan of the game, getting to wear that cape. Certainly a pretty cool honor there, so enjoy it. All right, 3 minutes, 40 seconds, and Tiffin commanding 49-20 lead as the Flyers bring it up to the 25-yard line, and I'm not sure that there's a lot that they can do, so this is more of a pride type of moment when it comes to Flyer football.
I'm not sure if the backups come in here or they keep the foot on the gas for Columbian, but I'm not sure. I think you just got to keep playing out this last drive.
Yeah. Make sure you stay tuned here. We are 3 minutes away from our post-game show brought to you by Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. And we've got one more thing to unveil, so you want to make sure you stay tuned here as our Benchwarmers player of the game is coming to you in minutes. High snap to Lance, who's going to be taken down right at the line. No gain. 2nd down for the Flyers. That was just a bad snap right there. That's all there is to that. Second and 10 from the 26-yard line. We've got 3 minutes here. And it looks like we've got a few new players in there for the Flyers, so we're going to get a few new numbers, new names. 16 passes it to number 49, it looks like. So it's Derek Allen, the freshman wide receiver, gets the catch. And it's number 16, Grady Binder, the sophomore quarterback, who threw it. Short gain for Clyde, so 3rd and 6 from the 31-yard line here. 4 down territory all the way, no question here. So Binder in the back, hands it off. And it looks like Morissette might have enough for a first down. So Kai Morissette, the sophomore running back, gets a first down for Clyde. 2 minutes, 10 seconds left in the game. Binder rolls to his right, passes, and not sure, they did not, oh, they're counting it, yeah. All right, there you go, number 20 gets the catch. Zach Davis, the sophomore wide receiver, so great catch by Davis. 2nd and 1 here for the Flyers. We're down to 1 minute, 55 seconds. He was pushed out of bounds. You can kind of see Coach Lutz over there arguing that he wasn't pushed out of bounds and the clock should still be moving. You can see him going like this.
I like it.
Yeah, I love the gamesmanship there. Of course, Lutz had an interception last week. He caught the ball, and you're going to see Binder drop the snap but picked it back up, and it's going to be wrestled to the ground by this Tiffin defense. Got lucky there. It's 3rd and 5. 3rd and 5 here from the 47-yard line. 1:22. And number 16 is going to change the play. Again, we're a minute away. You want to make sure you stay tuned. Our post-game show coming at you in 1 minute. Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. We got a flag down on the field here.
Someone jumped.
And it might have been on Clyde, and it was. So that's their 4th penalty tonight. They're going to push them back just a little bit, so it'll be 3rd and long for the young Flyers offense that's out there. And just not the kind of night that Clyde had envisioned. They came into tonight hoping to make it competitive here, keep things going. They had a 3-5 record. They were 1-1 in league play. They're going to walk out of here 1-2. After tonight's contest. And it's a handoff, and it's number 30 who busts through the gaping hole for a first down, and Morissette, another huge carry for that young man. Wow.
It's a nice run.
It's an excellent run there by Morissette. As you see, almost untouched through the line of scrimmage. Huge yardage there for Kai Morissette. First down, Clyde from the 43-yard line. Morissette, another carry, gets around one tackler. Wrestled down, nowhere to go after that one, as all the Tiffin defenders got on him. And it looked like it was number 95. That's Carter Rydell who got the tackle. And just like that, after 4 quarters of play here from Frost-Kalnow Stadium, Tiffin Columbian will come away with a huge victory. Now 5-4 here, and they win 49-20 over Clyde. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports. We're going to take a short break, and Brendon is going to try to find our player of the game, brought to you by Benchwarmers. We'll see you in a moment.
At Heart of Ohio Sports, it's obvious. The first thing that comes to mind is sports. But we do a lot more than just cover live sporting events.
Go, go, go!
want to watch our highlights from last night's game, there's only one place we go. Heart of Ohio Sports.
We connect fans to the action like no one else can. As a business in today's market, you got to stay ahead of the game. And what better way than to get on board with the fastest growing brand in media today? I mean, you can take it from me, or you can just listen to them.
When recruiters want to see our game film, we tell them they can watch it on Heart of Ohio Sports.
Heart of Ohio Sports gives fans the access they want when they want it. And the athletes get the coverage they deserve. Our broadcasts are free, and they always will be. We don't hide behind a paywall.
When my family can't come to the games, they always watch on Heart of Ohio Sports.
After an injury or surgery, adults are often prescribed opioids or stimulants, powerful drugs that help with pain or focus. But when unused or expired medications linger, they pose serious risks, misuse, addiction, or accidental poisoning, especially for children. Seneca County has 5 locations where you can safely dispose of medications. Take it to the box or use a deter bag at home to deactivate them safely and permanently. Prevent misuse, protect your family, dispose safely. Learn more or request a free Deterra Safe disposal bag at carsa.org. Prevention starts with you.
STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic Ink is here for all of your printing and design needs. From reunions to small events, to business apparel and even vehicle lettering, they've got you covered. They make the gear that you make your memories in. STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic Ink. More than just a game, this is Heart of Ohio Sports. More than just a game, this is Heart of Ohio Sports. Get to know the faces that bring you the best in sports, life, and everything in between. It's the Pulse Podcast, every Monday at 7 o'clock on YouTube, only on Heart of Ohio Sports.
At Heart of Ohio Sports, it's obvious. The first thing that comes to mind is sports. But we do a lot more than just cover live sporting events.
Go, go, go!
When we want to watch our highlights from last night's game, there's only one place we go. Heart of Ohio Sports.
We connect fans to the action like no one else can. As a business in today's market, you got to stay ahead of the game. And what better way than to get on board with the fastest growing brand in media today? I mean, you can take it from me, or you can just listen to them.
When recruiters want to see our game film, we tell them they can watch it on Heart of Ohio Sports.
Heart of Ohio Sports gives fans the access they want when they want it. And the athletes get the coverage they deserve. Our broadcasts are free, and they always will be. We don't hide behind a paywall.
When my family can't come to the games, they always watch on Heart of Ohio Sports.
Set your lineup with confidence. It's Fantasy Football Focus every Sunday morning at 10:30. Join John Sherman, Brandon Banks-Shearer, and Sean Cole as they break down starts, sits, and sleepers all across the league. Live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, only from Heart of Ohio Sports.
My stomach is messed up.
The game's almost over. Can't you wait?
No, I gotta go right now.
Wow, really?
Swung on, hit to center, well hit. Back, and this one's gone. A home run for Connor Moyer on an 0-2
Needed
pitch.
that.
Smokes it to dead center. That's by
Oh
at least
man, are you
360.
kidding me?
It happens. Never miss a moment. Heart of Ohio Sports. Make sure to check out this week's edition of the Heart of Ohio Sports Observer by Josh Morgret on heartofohiosports.com.
Welcome to your Legacy Federal Credit Union, your trusted community credit union for over 70 years. We're not just a credit union, we're your personal financial counselor. Your Legacy Federal Credit Union is a full-service financial institution tailoring solutions to your needs. Whether it's your first home or planning for the future, we're here to help you find success. Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, a legacy built on trust, commitment, and community.
Your legacy.
My stomach is messed up.
The game's almost over. Can't you wait?
No, I gotta go right now.
Wow, really?
Swung on, hit to center, well hit. Back, and this one's gone. A home run for Connor Moyer on an 0-2
Needed
pitch.
that.
Smokes it to dead center. That's
Oh
by at least
man, are you
360.
kidding me?
It happens. Never miss a moment. Heart of Ohio Sports. Stop down to Benchwarmers in Tiffin or call it in for delivery. Fresh cut fries, locally sourced ingredients, and phenomenal service. Give the Tiffin store a call at 567-268-9268 and place your delivery order now. Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
All right. Hey, welcome back to Heart of Ohio Sports here. A huge victory for the Tiffin Columbian over the Clyde Fliers. 49-20 is your final score there. You see, it's all happiness down there on the field. Everybody's excited. Huge game, and this leads us into next week, which is going to have a huge showdown between Perkins and Tiffin for SBC supremacy. And joining me up here in the booth here, we've got our player of the game. Really needs no introduction, but if you weren't sure, he had not one, not two, but 3 touchdown catches tonight. And oh yeah, he also got a fumble recovery. So Blake Miller, first off, how do you like the 3? How's that feeling?
I mean, it's definitely a change of pace. Used to 9. They didn't have 9. Teammate gave me 3, and it's history.
Well, he might not get it back after a game like tonight here. So, hey, walk me through those touchdown catches. Were you expecting it? I think those were your first 3 of the season.
They were. So the first one, obviously just scramble drill, you know, right there. Second one, just another scramble drill, got over the top. And the third one, just a beautifully executed route right in the heart of the defense.
Perfect. Yeah, you guys made it look absolutely seamless, and you put up those points quick right away. You got a huge lead, and you know something you like the last couple of weeks. You guys have you've come out hot, and then the other teams kind of got back into the game. What was the difference this week? Because you guys responded extremely well, and you made sure that you kept Clyde out of the picture tonight.
Yes, obviously last week was a heartbreak, but we moved on. We drilled it in practice that we were not going to step off the gas, and we executed tonight.
All right, so you had 3 touchdowns, but you had quite a few other teammates. Deshaun Russell, he had a heck of a bounce-back night. He had a rough one last week, but came into tonight, and he looked like his old self right there.
Yep, all week we were preaching confidence in the receivers, and obviously tonight explained it all. So.
All right, so Mason Seitz, how much of a difference does he make running the ball? I mean, Cecil did a pretty great job there filling in, but how much of a difference maker is Seitz?
Yeah, Seitz, he's a key addition back. Cecil obviously was doing well.
Sure.
But Seitz, he brings that explosiveness, and, you know, he gets the yards when we need them. And, yeah, we get them first downs.
Yeah, you guys are kind of getting healthy at the right time of the season here. All right, so Coach Lutz, he said, hey, playoffs begin tonight. You got to win tonight. Next week you got Perkins. You guys are kind of tied at the top of the league. What do you need to do to take care of business next week? Because we're going to be here watching.
Yep, obviously Perkins is a tough opponent. We're playing for the SBC championship. We just got to stick to our roots, stick to our keys, execute, and I think it should be a dogfight.
So. Absolutely. There you guys have it. Hey, 49-20 victory tonight. Enjoy it. Before we let you go, anybody you want to shout out?
I mean, shout out my fellow receivers. We put on a show tonight.
I like it.
Shout out my family. So.
Hey, there you go. Well, Blake Miller, congratulations. You are Benchwarmers Player of the Game. We got a little something for you there. And why don't you guys come back next week and beat the heck out of the Pirates?
Yep, that's what we plan to do.
All right. Thank you very much. We appreciate it, and congratulations.
Thank you.
There's our Benchwarmers Player of the Game. Number 3 this week, usually number 9, but number 3 this week, Blake Miller coming up clutch. He had a fumble recovery. He had 3 touchdowns, his first 3 touchdowns of the season. Couldn't have come at a better time here as Tiffin Tornadoes are rounding into perfect. They're rounding into perfect, kind of position there as we get going. So let's take a quick look around. We know that we've got Perkins coming in next week, and we're going to be here for that. So make sure you stay connected with Heart of Ohio Sports. Perkins comes into tonight. They're 5-3, and they've got a 3-0 league record. Columbian 3-0 league record. So this is going to be one heck of a showdown. Exactly the type of thing you want. And as you heard Blake right there, this is for the SBC, and that's usually goal number 1 for every football coach. Win the league, and then second goals make the playoffs. Next week they can accomplish 2 of those 3 goals right off the bat immediately, and obviously the third goal is go all the way, but you got to get the first 2 done right there, and it's going to be fun, exciting to watch all this unfold here on Heart of Ohio Sports next week. All right, let's do a quick recap and see if we can figure out where this 49-20 score came from, and it all started right there in the first quarter as both teams exchanged scores. First, Sights 12-yard touchdown run, 7-0 Tiffin. And then Young for the Flyers, 5-yard touchdown run. It's all knotted up at 7. And we thought we were going to have that kind of a game after the first quarter. No, not so fast, because it quickly became the Blake Miller show. Our player of the game, he put up 3 touchdown catches to extend the lead 28-7 at halftime. And that's it.
It just, I mean, like he said, it was just one of those days. I just was able to come out here. I was open. I mean, even that during the player interview, he said, the first one, scramble drill. Second one, scramble drill. Third one, he's like, all right, that one I was open. That one I'll give it to where the play caller and stuff like that. The other one is just Logan making a good throw over the top, and just, luckily he found number 3.
So one of the things Blake said that I'd love to hear your commentary on here, he said, look, Mason Sights, difference maker, okay? Not that Cecil was doing anything wrong. Just the burst, the athleticism, the added dynamic that he brings to the team is just different. We kind of saw that.
Yeah.
We really did.
I mean, Sights, I complimented him at the beginning of the game. He just hits the hole different. I mean, as soon as he gets the ball in his hands, he is almost at top speed, and he's ready. He's ready to shoot left, shoot right. I mean, take the hole that he's given. But man, what a performance by him tonight. I mean, the whole offense, the whole defense, the whole Columbian crew tonight came together, and the 20 by the Flyers.
Nice.
What a wishy-washy.
But
8 penalties. I talked to Lutz real quick while I was down there. He said the same thing. He's like, I like the way we played tonight, but you take those 8 penalties, the way we play even better. And that's what we're going to need next week is to play even better.
That's a frightening concept to think about, and a great point there. Hey, 49-20. That's your final score here from Frost-Kalnow Stadium in Tiffin, Ohio. We've got a huge Week 10 matchup next week here. You've got Perkins coming into town, and Perkins, they've had a couple of years where they've just been outstanding. This is the year, though, if there's ever a year, this is the year that Tiffin can come back in and punch back a little bit.
And down on the field there, end of the game, Coach Lutz talking, and all the coaches around him, they're like, hey, the chip is next week, and we have a seat at the table, and that's what they're looking for. They're not, and a lot of them are talking like, I don't care about the chip. I'm ready to be all in and get that victory.
Yeah, absolutely. So Tiffin extends their win total to 5 here, so they're 5-4 on the season with game number 10 coming up next week, and it's the one that they really want. Undefeated in league play so far, but so's Perkins, undefeated, and that's going to be for everything right there. So it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, gentlemen, parting shots here. Anything that stands out that you want to bring up? Jacob, do you want to run us through our sponsors here?
Oh, yes, he does.
Absolutely. So we'd like to thank all of our sponsors. We'll thank XCARET Mexican Restaurant. Great start. Hope in Fostoria, your legacy Federal Credit Union. Goodness. CLOUSE Construction, NLS Professional Grounds, UIS Insurance and Investments, Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery, VICEK Orthodontics, Drawn to the Surface, RIEHM's Produce Farm, and then Route 30 Harley-Davidson, they sponsor our timeouts. YANICH Oral Surgery and Dental Implants, they sponsor our fan of the game. FORTE Music, who got our halftime. Ohio Army National Guard, who is taking care of the jerseys for Columbian today. FEASEL'S Frame and Collision, BUCKEYE IT Services, PLASONITE, 3D Printing, STEINMETZ Signs and Graphic Inc., Advantage Overhead Door, Simonis Detailing, First National Bank of Sycamore, the Edward Jones offices of Tiffin, Wagner Flowers Shop and Greenhouse, Wendy's, and CLOUSE Electric, all proud sponsors here at Heart of Ohio Sports.
Of course, if you want to add your name there, make sure you go to sales@heartofohiosports@gmail, I believe it was. So make sure that you shoot Nate Mullins an email right there, sales@heartofohiosports.com. That's right, sales@heartofohiosports.com to add your name to our growing list of loyal sponsors here at Heart of Ohio Sports. All right, gentlemen, we saw one heck of a game, but next week it gets real. I can't wait for it. So for Emma on the camera, Jacob and production, Brendon, Dominic, thank you very much for tuning in tonight, and we cannot wait to